And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and/or listening to ABL Live. Thank y'all for joining me tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere, and I don't know where to start. First of all, they found the missing F35 fighter jet. Allegedly, there's a debris field. We're going to watch that video momentarily, but there was no debris. They said, oh, well, the debris burned up. If the debris burned up, then how'd you find the debris? If the debris is not there, then how do you know it's a debris field? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, UAW United Auto Workers are on strike, and they want upwards of a 40% raise. 40%. Now, you want to get a Ford F-150, Ford Mustang, one of those vehicles like that. You want to get a Ford, GM, Stellantis, aka Chrysler. Good luck with that. You're going to pay six figures. You're going to pay a $1997 house price for a car, a regular economy car. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Hunter Biden, his team, has the audacity to sue the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, because he thinks that they illegally doxed him, revealed his tax debt. I mean, you got to be crazy. You got to be crazy to go try to sue the IRS because they say you owe them some money and then they say how much it is. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Trump versus Megyn Kelly and a few more people. We'll talk about all those things tonight on tonight's episode of ABL Alive. And I thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you are hearing so far, if you enjoy the content in general, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether they be Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, Apple iTunes, etc. Link for everything will be in the description box, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live. I should pop right on up. And we got quite a few things to get through. But first things first, sponsors. Shout out to patriotpost.us, your best source of news and information anywhere on these internets. Their link will be in the description, or just go to it directly, patriotpost.us. Tell them that ABL sent you. Also, go to my regular websites, ablmerch.com. We got the hats, t-shirts, stickers, hoodies, mugs, and more right there on your website, ablmerch.com. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. You go to the front page of the website, you'll be able to find articles for each video that I produce. And in each article, you'll see videos that I may not be able to show in their entirety, or uninterrupted or uncensored on YouTube. There's also always going to be links from our sources. So if you're ever wondering, hey, ABL, where'd you get that tidbit of information from? Where's your source? Cite your source. The sources always are on the website, anthonyblogan.com. And I got a good host. They got my back. So ain't going to be no censoring going on. As long as it ain't nothing illegal, it's going to be on the website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Also, go to anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my email address, my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Now, Twitter's known as X, so my Facebook, X, and Instagram. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All that good stuff is right there on my website, anthonyblogan.com/contact. And again, as I say, every single live stream, if you're ever wondering if you are conversing with me or not, if it's the real ABL or not, well, here's a couple of tips. You ready? If the email you're conversing with says, I am a Nigerian scammer and you are being scammed at gmail.com, that's probably not ABL, okay? It's probably not me. You're not talking to anybody linked to my website, and it's most certainly not me, all right? But my email is very easy and simple to remember. Contact at anthonyblogan.com. Nobody else has my domain name. The email's right there on my website. You can copy and paste. No fuss, no muss. It's easy. Anything else, any other email, it's not me. If you have a phone number out there that's not the show phone number, and the show phone number only works during the show, but any other number aside from 434-658-1220, that's not me at all. So if you got some random 795 digit number and somebody says, hey, text me on that, you can invest $117,000 and you're able to get $117,100 back. Don't do it. It's a scam. Please be warned. And I always say this. You may be wondering, hey, ABL, you say it every stream. We get it. I promise, I still get emails occasionally talking about, hey, I trusted you. I thought you were conservative. You scammed me. I promise I didn't. It's not me. I'm not going to scam you. Everything is above board. It ain't no funny business going on here, okay? Don't get scammed in 2023 or any other time. Ain't nobody got no time for that, okay? Now that I said that for the 1 millionth time, hopefully you guys, not you guys listen. You guys that are in here right now, you guys are brilliant, but there might be that one person that's never heard it before. That one person, I want to get through to them. But all the rest of you guys are brilliant, 5,000 IQ. I'm trying to be like y'all, all right? So we got quite a few things to get through. There are quite a few videos that I have not shown on the channel as of yet. There's a whole lot happening. there is a whole lot happening. I got some videos of your man Biden acting the fool. I got some celebrity type information going on. I got a little bit of everything. We're going to talk about Fetterman and his antics. We're going to talk about quite a few issues here. So I want to cue a few of these things up. I also have an update about your man. Remember Sam Brinton, the bag bandit? The bald head bag bandit looking like Krillin from Dragon Ball Z. Krillin from Dragon Ball Z that went from being a competitor right next to Kakarot and Vegeta and everybody else, Piccolo, Goku, Kid Trunks, Kid Buu. He went from being that to being a common petty thief, working with the United States government and becoming transgender. I mean, the world's crazy. Okay, you trying to go get a Ford Mustang. It costs $125,000, and it's not even a Bullet. It's not even a Shelby. Just a regular plain Jane GT Premium, $125,000. And you got Krillin from Dragon Ball Z stealing women's purses and bags and putting on dresses and going to galas and whatnot like that. It's a crazy world we live in. It's the evil world we live in. But we're going to get to all that momentarily. So y'all please hang tight. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video one thumbs up or a few hundred more. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay. Where are we going to start? There is so much going on. There is a whole lot happening. All right. I think I want to start with this here. Not your man Sam Brinton or Fetterman, Fetterwoman, whatever he wants to call himself. Oh, yeah. Let's start with your man Joe. Creepy Sleepy. Now, this guy, I don't know how long it's going to last. Okay? I have no idea how long it's going to last. Any day now, they might just say, you know what? Okay, enough's enough. Go ahead and go home. Let Kamala Harris take over, and we're going to run Gavin Newsom in the general in 2024 because you're not going to be able to make it. And before I get into it, somebody asked me, where's my 1 million subscriber plaque? They're playing games. So I'm going to tell you the 1 million subscriber plaque story briefly. Then we're going to get into this week's unseen videos, at least on the YouTubes. You might have seen them on X or Instagram or Facebook or wherever, or on a different channel. Now, so as you guys know, you might not be able to see it, but I have a 1,000 subscriber plaque from YouTube in the back here. You could probably see it in my regular videos, but they give you that at 1,000, but you have to apply for it. So I applied for it back then, and I was able to get it in a short period of time. After I crossed the 1,000 subscriber mark, they gave me a silver plaque. They sent it to me in the mail. I believe I did an unboxing. This was many years ago. Now that I've crossed 1 million subscribers, and again, thank y'all for making that happen. I could not do it without you. But now that I've surpassed 1 million subscribers, I'm sort of kind of eligible to get a gold plaque. And the way it works with the plaque system, Once you reach 100,000, you get a silver plaque, or you can get a silver plaque. Once you reach 1 million, you can get a gold plaque. And once you reach 10 million, you get the diamond. This is like the PewDiePie, Marcus Brownlee. This is like Logan Paul, Mr. Beast. That's like their level. Okay, that's like way, way, way far in the stratosphere. Anyway, that's the levels. So now I'm at 1 million. I contact YouTube and they say, okay, it was in one of these little chats. You know how you go to a website, it'd be a virtual chat down there because you can't really call YouTube. I mean, maybe you can, but not really. So I had him in a little virtual chat. We go back and forth and it's like, okay, I'm going to elevate it to an email. This was like 3 weeks ago. I've not seen anything since. I saw the initial email, but nothing since then. They said, oh, it'll be 24 hours. Nothing. And they also said that it'll be 24 hours before they get back to me. That didn't happen. But after that, they said there should be a notification in the back end of my YouTube that'll tell me that I'm eligible for it. What they also said was if there's an existing community guideline, strike, or warning, that you may not be eligible for it. Now, I'm going to tell you what happened. I still have a community guidelines warning from 3 years ago. It's not a strike. It's a warning. Now, remember the adpocalypse? The adpocalypse was crazy. You couldn't, you couldn't post anything. There was no ads for a while because of the whole PewDiePie, the Nazi thing. That whole thing messed the whole system up. They had to change it. So what they did was, rather than giving you a strike right away, they gave you a warning. And that was a precursor to the strike, but the warning never leaves your channel. So I have a warning from literally, when is this? March 3rd. Oh, not 3 years ago, 2 years ago, March 3rd, 2021, because I streamed Trump live at CPAC. Okay. And he was talking about some election interference stuff. Ever since then, they said that you can talk about election interference. They said that this year, but the warning is still on my channel. So they may try to say, well, look, ABL, we like your channel, but you still got a warning on it. The technicality, they're trying to mess with me. That's all. Now, if I was up here talking about, talking about rap lyrics, N-word this, kill your mama, kill your grandmama, your pawpaw, your meemaw, I would have all the plaques in the world, But since I'm conservative, talking about politics, talking about Trump, talking about the vax, maybe they don't want to give me that plaque. Maybe they don't want to give me that stamp. So we're going to see how it works. I'm going to try to contact them again, but I did contact them and nothing so far. So it is what it is. The plaque could be nice, but at the end of the day, I'm here. You guys are here, and I'm not off the platform, so it's all good. All right. It is all good. All right. Yeah, no Manscaped ads. And I get all kind of emails or all kind of ads. I get all kind of emails. I'm not really into it. Some ads I'll do, but for the most part, I'm not really into it. All right. But that's my gold plaque story for you guys that are wondering. But I did apply for it. And if they get it to me, you guys will be the first ones to know. I'll do an unboxing live just for y'all. All right. Now, let's check it out. This is your man, Joe Biden. I believe he's in Brazil because I'm seeing some Portuguese on the wall here. Now, this right here, this man right here, this is the president of Brazil, Da Silva, I think his name is. Now, watch what happens, and I'm going to tell you what's going on in case you can't really catch it or you're not able to see the screen. All right, so let's watch it one more time. It's a pretty quick clip. Okay, so what's happening here is that Joe just kind of meanders off. He doesn't really know what's going on. Okay, I'm not sure who my man is right here, but the president shakes his hand. Biden, I'm not sure if he shook his hand before, but I'm pretty sure that Biden is supposed to shake the Brazilian president's hand, but he didn't. He just kind of, he does what he does. The Mr. Burns hands folded over and pretty much just meandered off as he normally does. All right, and it's like, oh man, see, it's like, man, this guy, I mean, it's embarrassing. It's really embarrassing to have this kind of stuff go on. It's ridiculous, man. This is supposed to be our president, and you got to understand the whole world's watching this. It's not just the United States. I believe he's in Brazil right here. All right, or maybe somewhere else, Portugal, probably in Brazil. This is embarrassing for him to do something like this. Okay, now how is he going to do when it comes time to campaign? Is he even going to campaign? Are they going to try to do the basement strategy again? Are they going to put him in the fake White House set? Yeah, clearly insulting. That's right, Michael. 100% insulting. The president of Brazil is not really a fan. One more time. Yeah, I mean, you can't blame him. You can't blame him because it's like, man, come on. Like, what are you doing? This is something basic. Shaking hands. This is something real basic that you do. Now, people may not see it as a big deal, but you can't, if you're a regular normie and you make a mistake like that, maybe it's not that big of a deal. But the president, I mean, come on. You're expected to do things a certain way. You have to follow certain little rules and guidelines. Basic stuff, shaking hands. We're not trying to say you got to bow at this angle and all kind of, exact stuff. Simple handshake, go about your business. It's a universally accepted way of greeting and showing respect, and you can't even do it. This is why Fetterman gets on my nerves so much, because they allow this guy to wear sweatpants and basketball shorts and hoodies and regular athletic shoes to the Senate. Completely embarrassing. Tell me something. Oh, he doesn't feel comfortable. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Y'all please hang tight. I'm going to get to your man, to Fetterwoman. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm kind of feeling that I need to get to Fetterwoman right now. Fetterwoman, I got to get to him right away because this is really infuriating me. Now, I got a couple things about Fetterwoman or Fetterman, whatever he wants to call himself. I got a few things about him. Okay, I got a video that came out, and I have him dressing ridiculously at the Senate. Ridiculously. And the thing is, I mean, look, when I was a little kid, like I said in my video, when I was in middle school, 7th and 8th grade, I wore a uniform, not just colors. Like I had like a uniform. You had to wear a blue collar shirt and a black pair of pants. We wore the same uniform for 2 years straight because when I first went to the school, it was a hood school, so they knew we didn't have no money. Like for a long time, all I had was like 2 pair of pants total. And that was it, like completely. In school, out of school, or whatever. So they say, hey, you got to wear a uniform, blue shirt, black pants, and I believe you had to wear black shoes. We had what they call black DCs. If you're from Virginia, you know what I'm talking about. Black Air Force Ones. We call them black DCs. That's what you will wear. I guess that's like what they say, that if you wear those, like you like to kill people. But anyway, that was our uniform for 2 years. So if I'm 11 years old and I can adhere to the dress code, why can't this 50-something-year-old man who is a United States senator, why can't he do it? I don't want to hear traumatic brain injury. Here's something. You know what? Let's just say it's a traumatic brain injury. Okay. If you have a TBI and it's so bad that you can't even dress properly, maybe you shouldn't be a senator. Just maybe. If you can be a senator with a traumatic brain injury, then you can also put a suit on. You can also put a suit on. Huh? I don't want to hear the excuses. I'm sick of it. I don't want to hear it. It infuriates me because you are a public servant. You represent us. And when you're looking like you're about to go cook on the grill on the Senate floor, look, if you're at the house, just minding your business, chilling, that's one thing. All right. I'm not too much concerned about that. Wear whatever you want to wear. You want to not even wear clothes at home. You want to wear your tore up tank top, your boxer drawers, whatever you want to wear at home, go for it. The Senate floor, you need to dress appropriately. Point blank, period. I'm not trying to hear it. And the whole thing, some normies, mouth breathers say, oh, it's the common American, it's how we dress. No, because there are plenty of common Americans like you and I who have to go to work and wear a uniform, or we have to dress nicely, business casual. Okay, police officers, firefighters, military, got to wear a uniform and it's regulations. Now they're trying to loosen the regs. My dad was in the military. It was okay, clean shave, no mustache, no 5 o'clock shadow, no nothing. If you had ingrown hair on your face, you had to get a special letter. You had to get a doctor's note, all kind of stuff. I know how the military regs were. My dad was in the military. Uncle was in the military. Granddad was in the military. Okay. My great uncle was in the Air Force. Like, I got family members that retired from the military. I know how it goes. But now you could pretty much do whatever. Now we got transformers, but I'm getting off track. I'm getting triggered. So I digress. The whole point is that if you're a regular person working 9 to 5, getting up in the morning, making the commute, fighting traffic, you got to put on business casual too. Okay. And it's not even about, somebody was trying to argue talking about, it's not about designer suits. No, I done got suits from Burlington Coat Factory. I done got suits from J.C. Penney. I'm talking about straight off the rack, no hemming, no nothing, just straight jail suit. Like I'm about to get locked up. It's baggy, boxy, all kind of stuff, but it's still a suit. That's better than what John Fetterman does. All right. Now, let's watch a little bit of John Fetterman in action, and then let's see his style of dress, shall we? Let's just see your man John Fetterman in action. You guys may have seen this clip. I put it on my YouTube earlier as a short. Let's watch it right now.
My message to the CEOs is, it's $74 million, collectively earning that. How many yachts can they need, to water ski behind it? It's just crazy. I don't know. My message.
Yo, when he said yabba dabba doo, I felt that with all my heart and soul. I felt that with all my heart and soul. Okay. When he said ting-a-ling-a-ling, school bell will ring, I felt that with all my heart and soul. One more time, in case you need to just let it really marinate in your spirit so you can feel the essence of what John Fetterman was saying. I mean, it was so powerful. It was so moving. You got to hear it at least 1 or 2 more times. Let's check it out.
My message to the CEOs is, it's $74 million, collectively earning that. How many yachts can they need, to water ski behind it? It's just crazy. I don't know. My message to the CEOs is, it's $74 million, collectively earning that. How many yachts can they need, to water ski behind it? It's just crazy. I don't know.
That's your man. That's Pennsylvania. Him. I know Dr. Oz wasn't the best candidate. I know he was not the best candidate, but this guy, him, for real, that's your U.S. senator. Word. Okay. Cool. It's whatever. It's whatever. Okay. It's that's your guy. That is your guy. John Fetterman. Now, what he was talking about is the UAW strike. We'll get to that in a minute. All right. But let's check out what Fetterman wears. Now, here, that's totally fine. Okay. You got a nice suit. It appears to be tailored because John Fetterman is built like an egg in a cup. So the suit fits that particular body shape very well. So I'm sure it was tailored, right? You look perfectly fine in the suit. So you have suits, you can wear a suit, but you just don't want to. You want to wear whatever you want to wear, all right? Now, here he is again. Look at this. I mean, come on. The staffers, non-senators are dressed appropriately. Security, dressed appropriately. This man has on a Dickies style, Carhartt style work shirt and a pair of basketball shorts. At least put on a pair of pants. One thing you don't do in a formal setting is wear a pair of shorts. That's the absolute worst. Are you about to go to cut the grass? You gonna play basketball? You about to you about to rotate your tires in your vehicle? You about to change your oil in your car? What are you about to do? Are you about to work on your vehicle in your front yard, not even in the driveway? Are you a shade tree mechanic and the shirt looks kind of dingy? somebody said it earlier. The clothes probably stink. I bet they do. I bet they do. And here he is again. I mean, a slob, a whole slob. The staffers are dressed appropriately. That's a guy right there that always holds up an iPad to allow him to read what's being asked of him. Because you got this guy right here. Who is that? That guy right there to the on the screen right, but Fetterman's left. Is that like a celebrity? Who is this right here? I feel like I know him before. It looks like Zach Galifianakis. Maybe I'm saying the wrong name. Hold on. Let me just look him up right quick. That's not him, but he looks like somebody. I don't know. Maybe he's not. But this guy is his helper that always holds the iPad, so he's able to understand what's being said because he had a traumatic brain injury. He can't really hear you when you speak to him. He has to have things translated in full time to be able to respond. That's what's going on. You can't really communicate and you can't put on proper clothing. So if it's that bad, why are you a senator? You should go ahead and just step down. For real, for real. Just go ahead and step down. That'd be it. All right, let's keep on going. Again, here he is dressed up, looking nice in the suit. That's his wife right there. She looks nice. Kind of, sort of. No, she looks nice. So why can't you dress right? I don't really get it. Now, here is a different situation. We're going to get into this in a minute because this was pretty interesting as well. Let me go ahead and just tighten myself up right here. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. But yeah, John Fetterman, please get it together. And if you can't, why be a senator? Go do something else. Go be a professional mechanic. And the thing about Fetterman is that he was or is part of the elite. He had no real job until he got to be in his 40s. This guy comes from money. He makes it look like he's an everyman, common person, but he's not. He is not. Because, quite frankly, the everyman, common person understands time and place. Okay? Everybody has a pair of, like, so, yeah. And before I get to the next story, which I showed you a little bit of, the rule in the Senate was business casual for, pardon me. The rule in the Senate was suit, jacket, tie, pants, shoes for the men. For the women, it was business casual. At one point, the women could not wear sleeveless dresses. I say bring that rule back. Hold on. Matter of fact, before I get to my next story, I want to show that one because that particular rule got changed in 2017. And I think they should bring that back. They should most certainly bring that back because some of these dresses are a tad bit distracting. They're a tad bit distracting. And hold on. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. But yeah, bring the whole dress code back. Let's not have it be relaxed for the women versus the men. Let's let us be equal. I'm not saying we got to wear the same exact thing because obviously women are going to wear different clothing than men. But okay, let's watch this right quick. This is from 2017. I think this is during the Paul Ryan administration, if you will. So again, before 2017, the rule was that women could not wear sleeveless dresses like this. Now, this right here is not too inappropriate, but I think it's inappropriate for a professional setting. You see, like if you go into a dinner or something like that, maybe. But to work, it's inappropriate, in my opinion. Maybe I'm just being prudish. I don't really know. Y'all let me know what you think in the comments. Let's watch some of this.
Sleeveless dresses are a go-to look in the summer, but in this ornate hallway on Capitol Hill, known as the Speaker's Lobby, you're not allowed to wear the outfit, period. A reporter was recently barred from the lobby because she was wearing a sleeveless dress just like the one I'm wearing. That's a no-no according to the House dress code. One report says she even tried to create sleeves with paper from her reporter's notebook. It can be a challenge figuring out what to wear in the office when it's...
Man, look, do you see this? I mean, come on. In the office, in the workplace, look, listen to me now. I mean, corporate culture is really crazy. You're going to be all day in the office with her wearing something like that as a man, and you just going, what are you supposed to do? I mean, you can't even look in her direction, really. You can't even really, and then it becomes weird because she's going to feel ostracized because the men are ignoring her, but the men have to ignore her because they don't want to get in trouble. They don't want to say anything inappropriate or look inappropriate. They don't want to do anything, so they just, go the other direction. Nah, I think it's a little bit too much.
When it's piping hot outside, this is how you want to dress.
Oh, and then hold on. There was a point made there. Let's hear the point.
Figuring out what to wear in the office when it's piping hot outside. This is how.
Listen, the heat is irrelevant. Oh, I got to wear a sleeveless dress with no bra underneath. Listen, and pardon my vulgarity if I'm being vulgar, but men don't have that same luxury. I've been in situations where it's 100 degrees, humid. I'm sweating bullets. Miami, Florida. I've been in Miami, Florida in the summertime wearing suit pants, jacket, long sleeve, tie, all of that. So, and that's very common for men. A jacket, tie in Miami, Florida in the summertime. When I went to Miami that particular year, I got off the plane and I left the airport immediately. I'm inundated with humidity. It was like I was just in a sauna. The heat was going in my nose. It was like, what in the world's going on here? But yet, later on that day, I had on a 3-piece suit. I sure did. So I'm not trying to hear the excuses. Oh, it's hot. I'm not trying to hear it. I think everyone in a professional environment should dress professionally. Now, if you go into a dinner, you go into some kind of ball or something like that, okay, that's different. You could still dress in a professional and classy way, but just not in the workplace environment. You see, in the workplace, you're not going to be drinking cocktails and all that kind of stuff. You're there to work. You're not there for a fashion show. All right. But that's my little rant on proper attire in certain places. And if I can wear a suit when it's 100 degrees with a jacket and a tie and hard bottom shoes, then you can put on some sleeves on your dress, because regardless of what, sleeves on your dress is not going to be as hot as my suit. I got on a tie. Look, my collar's up here. I got a tie on. I probably got an undershirt under my shirt, and I got a jacket on. I'm hot. It is what it is. And you're right about that, up in the trees. You're in AC for the majority of the day. So why does it matter if it's hot? And the funny part, a lot of women, and not all women, but they complain about it being very cold in the office. So it's like, okay, you got to wear a sleeveless dress because it's hot outside, but yet when you get inside, it's going to be cold. So it's excuses. The same thing with John Fetterman. Oh, I don't feel comfortable. Excuses. Look, if you have that much of a discomfort with wearing the proper attire because of your traumatic brain injury, then maybe you shouldn't be a senator in the U.S. government. But I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okie dokie. Now, here is an interesting situation. So this is some Hollywood news, but shout out to this actress for keeping it all the way real. You don't find this too much in Hollywood. You don't find it too much at all. Now, let's read the caption. Then we're going to get into a short video. Angelica Ross, this person right here on the left. And by the way, just be transparent about what's going on here. The black woman, Angelica Ross, is a man. Okay, this is a man. This is a transgender woman, a biological XY male, a man. Over here you have what's her name? Emma Roberts. This is a woman, a biological woman. The white woman is the actual woman. Okay, so be on the same page. Black woman is a man, white woman is a woman. Let's read the caption. Angelica Ross says that Emma Roberts misgendered, quote unquote, her on the set of American Horror Story, 1984. Angelica stated that when the two of them were both referred to as ladies on the set, Emma replied saying, "Don't you mean lady rather than ladies while looking at her. Now, this right here is amazing. Shout out to her for keeping it all the way real and just saying, hey, that's not a lady right there. That's a man. Now, this is the person's rendition. Now, remember, okay, with makeup on, it's a little convincing, maybe a little teeny bit convincing, but over here, you're looking like Dennis Schroeder from the Toronto Raptors. Okay, you are a whole basketball player for a living. You play basketball. You shop at ranks. Ting-a-ling. Okay, I'm the captain now. But anyway, let me stop.
Okay. I'm standing in front of Emma, talking to her like this, and she's in front of me, her back against the mirror. She goes, John, Angelica's being mean. And he goes, and I know she's being, she's not being for real. She's just being whatever. And John is like, okay, ladies, that's enough. Let's, get back to work. And she then looks at me and she goes, don't you mean lady? And she turns around like this and covers her mouth and goes back here, but can't see. I'm looking at her dead ass in the camera like, what the fuck did you just...
Oh, sorry for the cussing, but here comes the masculinity. Here comes the toxic masculinity. All right, when this person is honest and says, don't you mean lady, as in one lady, not two ladies, because that's a man right there. Now, all of a sudden, you get real buff. Now, you want to become Dennis Schroeder. You want to become Shabba Ranks. You want to get back to your regular male self and start fighting. Is that what we're going to do?
Just say. And I'm standing there looking her dead ass in the damn thing. And I'm like, trying to process the fuck she just said. And I'm standing there and she walked away. My blood is boiling.
I'm sorry for the cuss words, not my fault. You got to blame the black man.
Boiling. Because I'm like, if I say something, it's going to be me.
What are you going to say? And you really can't say. You could be upset, but I mean, at the end of the day, she didn't lie. You can't call her a liar. You can be upset all you want to, but the truth is the truth. It is what it is.
That's the problem. And I know this because there was someone who spoke up about what she was doing and they got repercussions from it. Not her, they did. So when I saw that happening, I was just like, I'm done. I'm done. I didn't speak to that bitch the entire time after that.
Giving her silent treatment. Okay. So you get the general idea what's going on. Sorry for the cuss. You got to blame the black man for that one. But yeah, this person got misgendered because they are a male and they want to be known as a female and got mad. Shout out to, what's her name? Emma Roberts. Shout out to Emma Roberts. And again, if you want a reference, that's them right there. That's Angelica Ross, the biological male. And this is Emma Roberts, the biological woman, the female. And this happened in Hollywood on the set of American Horror Story 1984. All right. Shout out to her. Hey, normally Hollywood, they will just go with it. You could look like Bruce Jenner and they'll say she, all this, that, and the third. But not everybody's with it. So, hey, you get a lot of kudos from me. I don't know anything about this woman. She could be a total SJW, a total nut job. I have no idea who this woman is. I've never seen this person before or her before a day in my life. I have no idea who they are. But that interaction right there was fantastic. It was golden, especially in Hollywood where that kind of thing does not happen too much. All right. Yeah, he was big mad. He was super big mad because he got told the truth. All right. Now, sometimes these things happen. Now, speaking about your biological ex-wives acting the fool, remember Sam Brinton? Remember the bag bandit? Now, this guy right here, hold on, let me put him on the screen. This guy right here, let me tell you what's going on in case you don't quite remember. Now, this outfit right here, he stole from a black woman. Let me explain what happened in case you don't remember. This guy was notorious for stealing luggage from airports. He did it on numerous occasions from different airports. And he was caught on camera doing it. One time, I don't know what you call that. Is that a kleptomaniac? One time he was stuffing clothes from the bag and the drawers in the hotel room. A nut. Now, I think he was scoping people out because he just happened to steal a bag from a fashion designer. This is an African woman from, I think, Tanzania, East Africa. And she had very, very specific clothing that she was taking to a fashion show. I believe it was in DC. Now, this is one of her pieces that she had in the bag. This man stole it and put it on for himself. Now, you know what I think happened? I think he probably had it tailored just for him, because how does it fit you like this? And the sleeves and everything. I don't know how he fashioned it, but he stole this from a woman from her airport luggage, stole the whole luggage, left the airport with it, rummaged through it, and then wore the clothes at public events. You can't make this stuff up. Now, here's the update about this man. Metropolitan Washington Airports Authority, PD, found pieces of clothing stolen by disgraced non-binary Biden energy official Sam Brinton and returned them to the Tanzanian fashion designer he stole from. He's been charged with grand larceny. And shout out to Matt Damon. You're going to the penitentiary. Big rocks, little rocks. Hopefully you go, man. Evil Matt Damon, LGBT Matt Damon, thieving, klepto Matt Damon. You're going away, bucko. It's a wrap for you, okay? You are done. And I hope that this guy really does serve some time. I hope he does, because, come on, man. First of all, you are a federal government employee with a high-ranking position with nuclear energy, and you're stealing bags from airports on multiple occasions. And again, it wasn't a mistake. Listen, if you take the wrong bag, what do? First of all, you're going to make sure it's your bag before you leave the airport. But if you just happen to have the wrong bag, you're going to return it. You're not going to rummage through it and then put the clothes on and then wear it to public events like it's yours. What in the world? People are so crazy nowadays, but that's what's going on with the ex-wives acting the fool, thinking they are ex-exes, and that just goes to show that we have a mental disorder problem. Okay, that is the issue. It's a big mental problem. Now, we got some good news here. Shout out to Officer Lou for posting this. This is a walkout. So he posts, in case you missed it, yesterday, hundreds of Pennsylvania high school students staged a walkout to protest boys using girls' bathrooms. All right, so shout out to these youngins. There was a video of Sneeko and some little kids are saying F the women, all this and that and the third. And they're talking about, Sneeko's a bad influence, but you don't understand what's going on out here in these streets. What these kids got to deal with every day. Imagine being a kid nowadays, in K through 12, first grade, second grade, dealing with LGBT stuff. How are you going to handle it? So let's watch this. The whole school, everybody, deep. And their parents are out there with them. Shout out to the mom. Shout out to the parents. We got the crossing guard out there. Everybody. Love to see it. Love to see it. Everybody, the whole school, deep, walking out because of the whole bathroom issue. It's a real issue. It is a real issue that's plaguing the country, because everybody knows what's going on. Like, it's a obvious thing, because, if you were to ask a 14, 15-year-old boy, if you could have one power, what would it be? What are they going to say? I'll be invisible, go to the girls' locker room. Not all boys are going to say that, but some boys will say that. So if you're able to give them an avenue to get into the girls' locker room without having to become invisible, they can just say they're transgender, they might take it. Now, the majority of boys are not going to do that. They're going to respect girl spaces. But some of these boys don't care. They're going to take the opportunity to go be in a woman's space. All right. Your man, what's his name? William Thomas, a.k.a. Leah Thomas. This guy, and you know, the crazy part, they'll say these guys are gay. These guys were 100% heterosexual. Even Bruce Jenner is heterosexual. He just happens to like playing dress up, talking about someone transgender. Well, look, sir, your voice is still 1980s used car salesman, and you still like women. So what part of the game is that? What are we talking about exactly? I don't really understand. All right. You sound like Al Bundy, and you still like women. So what are we doing? Okay, I don't hear no pegging in your voice. I hear straight Al Bundy, hands in the pants, laid back on the couch. Hey, Peg. Anyway, I digress. Now, here's a very interesting video. It's one of those street interviews, and you guys don't get distracted. Just focus on what's being said. Now, have you ever spoken to someone and they used a word and you knew they didn't quite understand what that word meant? You'll say something and then they respond with a buzzword, something they heard on TikTok, something they heard on Instagram, and you know they have no idea what that word means. Okay. There are a few words like that I could think of. What's one? Toxic is one. Narcissist is another one that's really big. If you ask someone, hey, what does that mean? They're going to give you a blank stare. They just know there's certain times where they can say something, but they don't really understand what it means. They know the context in which they can use the word, but they don't understand what they're saying. And you know what? Before I play the video, I think this is why certain words that we use every day, they're being redefined. What does racism mean? If you ask an older person, they'll say one thing. If you ask a youngin, they'll say something else, because these words just get used in general conversation and people don't know what they mean. So they assign their own meaning to it. You see how that works? Now let's check. That's another one. Fascist, racist, bigot. Yes, and you guys are saying it right there. Let's check it out right quick.
He's just like a man.
You just seem very misogynistic, realistically.
Yeah.
What is misogyny? Why are you using words that you don't even know the definition of?
No, that's not what I
I
meant.
think she's confused. I think you are misogynistic, though.
But what does misogynistic mean, though? Like, just so I know what you're calling me.
Okay, so the reason I said it is just, again, based on the
Hey, his face right here. Watch. That's me right there. It's like, okay, come on, let's tighten up.
He's just like a man.
Hey, you guys are commenting on her outfit. I said, don't get distracted. Remember, I said that at the beginning. Stay focused on what's being said. All right, one more time.
You just seem very misogynistic, realistically.
What is misogyny?
Now, right here, you have a little conference going on. They are, you know what's probably happening right now? They're probably trying to Google it, but you got to know how to spell it first. You got to know how to spell it first. You got to know what you're looking for first to be able to find it and look it up. That's crazy.
Why are you using words that you don't even know the definition of?
No, that's not what I
I
meant.
think she's confused. I think you are misogynistic, though.
But what does misogynistic mean, though? Like, just so I know what you're calling me.
Okay, so the reason I said it is just, again, based on the
No, they probably are. Somebody say they drunk. They probably are drunk, but I don't think that if they were sober, they just become Rhodes Scholars and be like, hey, I know what all these words mean. I have all definition right in front of me. I don't think that would happen. All right. I seriously doubt it. So shout out to them. But that's very common. People always say these buzzwords. The one I hear the most is narcissist. That gets used for everything. And a lot of times it's not even the proper context to use it. And you know, if you were to ask the person, hey, what does that mean? They would have nothing for you. They would have nothing for you. It'd be a whole blank slate. But yeah, that's what's going on. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Okay, now where are we going to go next? There's so much going on. It's crazy. Let's talk about the missing F-35 fighter jet, shall we? Now, they finally found this jet. They said it was gone. It didn't know where it was. And not only was it missing, they wanted you to try and find it for them. The government literally said, hey, our $80 million F-35 stealth jet is missing, and we need you guys to be able to find it. All right. So
this morning,
here's a news clip. Let's see what they say. And now they're saying that it costs $100 million plus. I read 80 million. Now they're saying 100 million. Either way it goes, this is not a cheap jet. And by the way, the pilot said that he ejected because it was bad weather. First, they said that it was a mishap. They didn't really know why he ejected, but now he's saying it was bad weather. And my thing is, okay, why didn't you just ask him right when he ejected? Because he wasn't in bad condition. You could just go to his hospital and say, hey, what happened? Why'd you eject? He can give you an answer. So I don't know why it took so long to reveal that it was bad weather. Okay, now what are we saying exactly? Was it raining? Was it a bad thunderstorm? Was it wind? What was the actual bad weather? I don't know. Let's check it out.
we're learning new details about how a missing fighter jet came hurtling back to land, shaving off treetops before crash landing in a remote area. But still no explanation as to how the military managed to lose track of the $100 million aircraft or why its pilot ejected.
That will be something that they will investigate. Believe me, after every aviation mishap, the Pentagon does what the Pentagon does. They'll investigate it to try to get the answers on what happened.
When those answers come isn't clear.
Do you feel lucky today?
Oh, yeah. I feel lucky that it hit the field.
As a wider view of the wayward path shows the pilot ejecting in North Charleston, but the jet ending up 80 miles away here in Williamsburg County.
Usually airplanes, other military aircraft in which the pilot ejected, the airplane will fly for a while, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, but several minutes, that is surprising.
The Marine Corps says the pilot ejected around 1:30 Sunday, and residents reported their home shaking after 2, meaning it could have been flying on autopilot for more than a half hour.
Now, here's a question I have. Okay, if it was on autopilot, then where was it going? Was it just hovering in the air? If you're flying, you got to either be going somewhere or staying still. So where was the plane going? Was there a chart destination set before takeoff? Was it going to that particular destination? That's a question I have.
It was kind of probably 100 feet above the treetops.
Eyewitnesses Adrian and Stephen Trueluck live a few miles from the crash site and were celebrating their son's 7th birthday when they saw the jet dropping.
Almost going inverted.
Mm-hmm. The jet itself was inverted.
It was probably 3/4 of the way. We could see the canopy.
Demos of the F-35B aircraft posted by Lockheed Martin show its ability to hover and land in a vertical column. As for the Truelucks, they say they saw the plane intact and didn't think much about a boom they heard later until they saw reports of a missing fighter jet the next day.
Did you call the Marine Corps, or what calls did you make?
I did. I called, but it probably wasn't until 4 o'clock-ish. And I think they'd already zeroed in about where it was, at that point.
Hours later, the debris field was confirmed.
Now, they found it in Williamsburg County, but the exact town, I don't know.
All of the neighbors that I spoke with here say they did not hear about that missing jet until Monday. We did reach out for comment to Lockheed Martin. So far, we have not heard back. Savannah?
Sam, what about, do we have any idea why the pilot ejected in the first place?
So, Savannah, good news on this, which is the pilot has been discharged from the hospital. No doubt he's having conversations with investigators on that very topic. But also, interestingly here, that F-35B variant, that jet is one of only 3 that has an auto eject function, which is to say the pilot would not necessarily need to press anything, Savannah, to be ejected. So could there have been a malfunction here? That will no doubt be part of the investigation.
Auto eject, that's very interesting. But again, the pilot said that it was because of weather. Now, could that be a cover story? Could it have been an auto eject? Could it have been a hack? Could it have been some kind of foreign operation going on? Because we know the government tells us whatever they want to tell us. We know they don't tell us the full truth about things. Just like I would never forget the whole thing with the submarine submersible, talking about we're looking for it. We're still hearing sounds. They could be in there. The whole time they knew that it imploded the day that it went missing. They knew that it imploded the day it went missing. Okay, like let's put two and two together. A submersible goes missing near the Titanic. You hear a loud boom the same day, and you spending the whole week looking for it. You knew that it imploded that same day. You were just trying to find the debris field the whole time. You knew exactly what happened, but I'm getting triggered, so I digress. Now, the debris field, you guys are asking about that. Now, here is a debris field, and you're going to ask the $1 million question. Where's the debris? Great question. Hey, they said it vaporized. When I say they, I mean some people that are experts. Oh, it vaporized. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn the sound. It's because it's just a noise from the helicopter or whatever. So you're seeing the debris field. I guess there's very small pieces, but you're not going to see any big pieces. And you're seeing like a trail of destruction through the trees and whatnot, but you're not going to see large pieces of the plane, of the jet, pardon me. So that's a debris field right there. That's what they said they found. All right. So all I could do is just go off of that. And that's what they say. Yeah, it's stealth. You can't find it, right? Even when it crashes to the ground and you know, they say they found it, we can't see it. It's like John Cena. All right. So that was a debris field. Not much to see there. The main thing is just how there's like damage to the trees and to the ground, but you're not going to see much in the way of large debris pieces. All right. And that's just pretty much what it is. You see broken trees, correct. Yeah, but if you guys have doubts, I don't blame you for having doubts because the government tells us whatever they want to tell us. They're not very honest with the American people. So I don't fault anyone for having any kind of, any kind of negative opinion about what's going on. All right. Now we got a few more things to get through here. I want to show something. Hold on. I want to show Biden at the UN and also your man Zelensky. I want to show Zelensky. And I also think I want to show this person who is an American fighting over in Ukraine. This trans person issuing a threat to people. Oh, we got to see that. Hold on one second. Y'all give me a minute. We got to see that. Because it's like, well, who are you talking to, sir? Like, what's going on here? You're going to threaten people? I'm going to show that. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all the good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. Let me find that particular video right quick. Oh, I got another one of Slick Willie and the rapper Fat Joe. I got to show that one. That's going to be a good one. All right. But do I have the threat? Man, I must find that. I know it's on my website. Give me a second while I find it because that was a good one. This person, Sarah Ashton Cirillo, whose dead name, I guess, was Mike, Florida man. I'm not making it up. Hold on. Matter of fact, I have to show this. I must show this. Y'all give me just one moment. Oh, yeah, here we go. I got this video scheduled to come out tomorrow, so I've already done my video on it. But, yeah, I got to show Florida man, a.k.a. Mike. And I got to show another one that kind of goes with it. This whole Ukraine thing, I want it to be over with. It's like a TikTok trend that's gone way too long. All right, so check it out. You guys may have seen this particular person right here. Sarah Ashton Cirillo. This is a man dressed as a woman, I suppose. And hold on. I need the threat video. That's what I need. Give me a second. And I'm going to throw it on the screen right quick. But this person, I'm sure you've seen them before. You had to have seen them. Yeah. This will do. This will do. All right. Here we go. Let's get a little bit of sound, and there we have it.
This is Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, and I'd like to thank the X social media platform for carrying this exclusive message from Kyiv.
Now, what you have here is a man who is an American who went to Ukraine and is now a spokesperson for Ukrainian Defense Force. They call it Territorial Defense Forces in Ukraine.
There has been much discussion recently related to my role within the Armed Forces of Ukraine. Before answering some of the questions put forward by Senator Vance of Ohio, I'd like to thank all those in the U.S. who are supporting the Ukrainian people.
This is real. It looks like SNL. It looks fake. This is 100% real, and I'm going to prove it in just 1 minute. I won't play this entire 4-minute video. You got to get the gist of what's going on. Let me kind of skip forward a little bit. All right, can I skip forward or not? I'm going to just, as I refresh this screen, because Twitter likes to be funny with the stuff. That's him, and this is also him right here when he was known as Mike. Mike is 46 years old from Florida. You see the Obama shirt and the poster. That was him. I'm not sure when this picture was taken. I don't really know, but that's him. That guy right there with the goatee and the bald head is the same person that's right here. Yes, it is. Now, I don't know why they went with that wig right there with the Karen. Let me talk to the manager wig, but that's what's going on. All right. So that person now is over in Ukraine working for them. I don't, you can't make it up. You cannot make it up. Now, I'm going to show you what Ukraine, no, not what Ukraine did, what America did. We gave this guy like some kind of commendation in Nevada.
A local reporter working on the front lines in Ukraine is gaining national attention, also getting some recognition from officials in Las Vegas as well.
Sarah Ashton Cirillo was honored for her work in Ukraine today at Las Vegas City Hall. She served as a war correspondent since March, and recently she enlisted as a combat medic, serving on the front lines with other soldiers. She originally went to Ukraine to write about the refugee crisis. Numerous lawmakers, including Governor Sisolak, Congresswoman Dina Titus, and Senator Catherine Cortez Masto, gave her certificates of recognition.
Look at this. Like this right here is the problem. When people say, why these people always get like high levels of power and they get treated different. The politicians, they embrace it. The Democrats, these leftists, and some Republicans, they embrace it.
For her work overseas.
The reasons I'm fighting along with every other soldier are the reasons that the people in the United States and elsewhere can enjoy the lives they have here.
And this week, she also met with members of Congress and was even asked to give one of her military uniforms to the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C.
A local reporter.
So there you have it. That's what's going on. That's what we're doing. That's what we're exporting as Americans. Okay, that's what we're exporting. We're exporting mental illness. That is what's going on. All righty. Now, here's an update from Ukraine. Defense of Ukraine on X, formerly known as Twitter. They said this: Junior Sergeant Sarah Ashton Cirillo has been suspended from the duties of the spokesperson of the TDF UA while an investigation is underway. All right, because I guess they didn't like her or his Twitter statement. They didn't like that too much, so they went ahead and just said, you know what? Okay, time to go. Now, it's crazy when you get suspended by Ukraine. When the Nazis go ahead and say, you know what, you're doing too much, you're threatening people. I couldn't play that entire video, but yeah, you're doing too much when they say that. All right. Now, here is another video. Southern border. I didn't forget about it. I know Kamala Harris, the so-called border czar, has forgotten about it, but I have not forgotten. Let's watch this. Look at all the people. Now, I don't know when it was recorded. I'm sure it was recently. I don't know if it was today, yesterday, or whatever, but I think today they said they got like 4,500 people at once that came across. I mean, just endless. And they come from all over the world. As I said many times before, it's not just Central America, Mexico, Guatemala, etc. They come from the whole world. Africa, Asia, Europe, wherever, anywhere. You know, it's all over the place. A lot of Russian speaking. You probably got some Ukrainians coming over. You never know what you're getting. Now, Louis C.K., have you guys seen this? This is from the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know when this was recorded. This could have been an old clip, but it's kind of fitting now, whether it's new or old. What he's saying here sounds crazy, but I think this is what the left wants to a certain extent. I think part of the whole thing, before I get to what Louis C.K. said, I think the part of the whole thing is they want that cheap labor. There was a news report that I saw today that said that a bunch of so-called migrant kids, meaning I guess under the age of 18, were like in the factory working, doing some kind of hard labor job, and 3 of them got injured. You know, stuff like that's going on. So they want that cheap labor because you got inflation going on right now. And to combat inflation, you could just bring in a bunch of cheap, underpaid, or free labor. That could be happening. But let's see what Louis C.K. said.
But my feeling is they should open it, the border, and just let them pour in, let everybody pour in, and then the answer, which is, well, then there'll be all these problems. Yes, there should be. It shouldn't be so great here.
Now, I'm going to pause it at certain points because it's Joe Rogan. I don't want to get a copyright. But it shouldn't be so great here. Is that what you say, Louis C.K.? Okay, let's continue.
Is what I'm saying. In America, it shouldn't be. It's a weird thing to sequester a certain group of people and try to keep upping their lifespan and their lifestyle.
So what group is this? Just make it plain. Say what you want to say.
And just keep trying to increase that for this group of people. And then this pressure of people trying to come in so they can enjoy it. And then it gets worse and worse down here. I mean, I'm not in Canada. It's really just from down here. There's something wrong with that. That's not a system that's working. And it forces people to do cruel things to other people.
So, okay, you're talking about the problems we're facing right now as a country, and you think the solution is by making things bad? So aren't you going to create new problems? So it makes no sense. I mean, you can't solve what you see as a problem with another problem. Like you're saying that it's going to create problems. So it doesn't make any sense to me. You should just solve the problem rather than creating another one. Even if what you're saying will fix that issue, I'm not saying it will, but let's just say for argument's sake that what he's saying will fix the issue. Well, you still got a new problem. How you going to fix that?
There's a lot of people that die so Americans can be safe. They're just dying, weddings that are drone bombed in Yemen because the guy said something that might have resulted in American insecurity. Not even like definite American deaths, but like just so we can breathe a little easier. Folks die. And folks do labor in unsafe places so that we can keep the prices where we like them. There's so much about American life.
See, again, you're not getting down to the problem. Like some of that is legitimate, but see, you're not gonna solve the problem of inflation or foreign war with creating civil unrest. That doesn't make any sense.
That other people pay for. That's part of it. But also, it's not good for us either. It's not a good way to live in a gated community, If you let folks pour in, like any other wave, it'll kind of slosh. And then things will be different.
Different in what way? Different in what way? Because what I see happening right now is if you got a bunch of drugs and violence and just a lot of habits that are not congruent with a first world country, with the first world society and the way we operate. That's what I see happening right now.
I don't know, what'll really happen? A bunch of people, will they just come with knives and start killing everybody? I don't think so.
knives. I mean, these people, like a Louis C.K., a lot of these people, a lot of the celebrities, Hollywood people, they're totally not plugged into reality. They're far removed from reality. Knives, I mean, we got guns all over the southern border coming in, not in the hands of lawful gun owners. We got drugs coming in. We got a little bit of everything coming in. And these people, you don't know where they come from. So that's why you got to have legal immigration so you're able to vet people. When you just let them pour in, you could be getting trash from another country. Didn't that happen with the boat lift where, what was that? Castro said he flushed the toilets of Cuba onto America. Isn't that what happened? Where he just emptied the prisons and sent them right to America. Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't a Guatemala, for example, send the worst of the worst to America? Okay, y'all gonna let them just flood in? All right, y'all got them. Boom. So their criminals, their vagrants, their lawless people are going to be right in our country, just out and loose. Are we using our brain here, Louis C.K.? But anyway, that's your man, Louis C.K. on the Joe Rogan Experience. Again, I don't know if that's an old clip or new clip, but it's pertinent to what's happening right now. So I figured I'd comment on it. Are they doing that, Sadie? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I don't doubt you. I don't doubt you at all. I'm sure they are doing that. I'm sure they are. All right, let's keep on going here. Now, Trump versus Megyn Kelly. Now, this was a very interesting conversation, to say the least. So Donald Trump, he's been doing quite a few interviews. Two, to be exact, were pretty controversial, or at least there were some things that he was saying that raised some eyebrows on two separate occasions. One was he was talking about, what was he talking about? He was talking about abortion. And the other was about, what was that? Oh, about if a man could become a woman. All right. It was kind of controversial. Let me see if I can find the Megyn Kelly clip. And then also I have the Kristen Welker already queued up. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right. And then I also have Trump responding to Megyn Kelly. All right. So what I'm going to do, I'll play Megyn Kelly first. I'll play that one. Then I'm going to play his response. And then I'm going to play the Kristen Welker abortion question. All right. We'll do it in that order. Let's go ahead and put them on the screen right here.
Can a man become a woman?
In my opinion, you have a man, you have a woman. I think part of it is birth. Can the man give birth? No. Although they'll come up with some.
Can a man become a woman?
In my opinion, you have a man, you have a woman. I think part of it is birth. Can the man give birth? No. Although they'll come up with some.
So what do you guys think about that? What's your opinion about that? Do you think that Trump gave a good answer? Was it a bad answer? Somewhere in between? What do you think? Do you think he was just trying to play the middle? And let's remember, back in 2015, I believe, he was asked about the whole bathroom issue. Remember, we played the video earlier, the kids walking out because of the bathroom issue. They asked him the same thing in 2015. If you are a trans, how about the bathroom of your choice? How you feel about that? He was like, you can use whatever bathroom you want. And then remember, Bruce Jenner went into Trump Tower and used the ladies' room. Remember that? That was 2015. So some may say he's not really being different than what he has been. Back then, I said I disagreed with that comment about the transgender bathrooms. Matter of fact, let's pull it up right quick. I disagreed with him back then, but I still voted for him. All right. Now let's check it out. Let me see. Trump transgender bathrooms. Let me see if I can find that. That was, I think, 2015, 2016, right around then. If I can find it. I might not be able to find it because that was a long time ago. But yeah, he did say that because I remember covering it. I remember covering that. I sure did. But let's keep on going. I'm not going to be able to find that bathroom thing because that was too long ago. And you know, YouTube, they don't want you to see it. No way. Now, here's what he said about Megyn Kelly at a rally afterward.
I sat down for an hour and then I did a Megyn Kelly one, and she had, she became nastier all of a sudden. She was pretty nasty, didn't you think? Anybody that watched it? I sat down for an hour and then I did a Megyn Kelly one, and she had, she became nastier all of a sudden. She was pretty nasty, didn't you think?
All right, so that's his opinion about Megyn Kelly, So, what you guys think? I didn't watch the entire Megyn Kelly interview, so maybe there were some nasty moments. I mean, I was surprised that he was able to I was surprised that she got the interview because remember the whole thing about she had blood coming out of her wherever? That was her, Megyn Kelly, back then. So I was surprised that they were able to sit down and let bygones be bygones and have the interview. That was a good thing. But apparently it didn't go the way you wanted. Now, here is another interview with Kristen Welker of MSNBC, or just regular, NBC, Meet the Press. Let's watch this. Now, here is the abortion question.
President, I want to give voters who are going to be weighing in on this election a very clear sense of where you stand on this.
I think they're all going to like me. I think both sides are going to like me. What's going to have to happen is you're going to have to, Kristen, you're asking me a question. What's going to happen is you're going to come up with a number of weeks or months. You're going to come up with a number that's going to make people happy, because 92% of the Democrats don't want to see abortion after a certain period of time.
If a federal ban landed on your desk, if you were reelected, would you sign it at 15?
Are you talking about a complete ban?
A ban at 15 weeks?
Well, people are starting to think of 15 weeks. That seems to be a number that people are talking about right now.
Would you sign that?
I would sit down with both sides and I'd negotiate something, and we'll end up with peace on that issue for the first time in 52 years. I'm not going to say I would or I wouldn't. I mean, DeSantis is willing to sign a 5-week and 6-week ban.
Would you support that? You think that goes too far?
I think what he did is a terrible thing and a terrible mistake.
So, you guys, give me your thoughts. What's your opinion on that? Do you think that's a good answer? Because let's be clear. As far as the 15-week ban, would he sign it? I don't think I heard an answer to the question. Maybe I was not listening properly. But then she was asking about what DeSantis did, and I think what Brian Kemp, Bill Lee, the heartbeat bill. The heartbeat bill says if a heartbeat can be detected in an unborn baby, then there can be no abortion. This is usually 5 or 6 weeks when this is happening with the heartbeat. Now, many people have said 15 should be the cutoff if there's going to be any kind of cutoff. Now, some are saying that it should just be up to the states, Roe v. Wade, because when Trump, I guess you would say, paved the way for Roe to be overturned by appointing the proper Supreme Court justices, what Roe v. Wade being overturned meant is that the abortion issue went to the states. Now, if you don't want to sign a ban at all, you should just say, leave it to the states. We overturn Roe v. Wade. We don't want this to be a federal issue, because if Trump's able to make it be a federal issue and sign a ban saying, okay, let's stop it at 15 weeks. Now, abortion can go back to the hands of the federal government. And then the next person can say, let's not have any ban at all on a federal level. You see what I'm saying? So if I was him, I would say something like that. Let's let it be a state issue rather than the federal one, because after I'm gone, you got a Democrat that comes in and then they change what I did. You see? Let's not have it be a federal thing. Now, if I could just be a king, if I could just be King ABL and rule by fiat, I would say, you know what? No abortions past heartbeat bill time, 6 weeks, if I could do that. And if I really was about it, I would say no abortions, period, unless you're about to die. But, I mean, that's not being realistic. I got to be realistic. I would say heartbeat bill. But is that being realistic? Are we too far gone as a nation to have that be a thing? Are you going to be able to do that in a place like California? Should it be a state issue or should it be a federal issue? That's my question. And about Trump, what was your reaction to what he said? All right. Now, UTDG says it's a politician's answer. Quite simply, it's a statement crafted to not offend and not stir up a bunch of people that would purely vote against him on the issue. I see what you mean. I understand that. Miss Adams says conception period. I understand that. Sadie says state issue. Danny says state issue. I agree. I think that makes the most sense. I think Trump should have said that right here. But he was kind of hemming and hawing a little bit. I would have said state issue right away. If I don't want to sign the ban, I would say state issue right away. If you want to play the middle, say we overturn Roe v. Wade, let it be a state issue. There it is. But that response right there that Trump gave stirred up a big, crazy mess. I'm talking about Hornet's Nest. It was crazy. The response, social media went absolutely bonkers over that particular answer. But again, I think the better answer would have been, let it be up to the states. All right. Mike says, yep, he's turning politician mode. He's smart because it's election season. I'm with you. I see what you mean. For sure. I do. All right. Derek says, all you've got to do is go to the nearest state that allows it. No harm, no foul. There you go. There you go. That's how you do that. And, you know, the abortion issue, some say that is what ruined the red wave, because Roe v. Wade got overturned and people, you know, they voted on that one issue, abortion. They thought that Trump had banned abortion. So they're like, you know, that ain't really, well, you know, we want to go against not only Donald Trump, but Republicans. Trump was not running, obviously, in the midterms, but anybody that's Republican, we're going to vote against them. Some say that's what happened. Some say there are other issues, but that's pretty much what's going on. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Now we have the UAW strike. Before I get into the UAW strike, what are you guys' thoughts on the strike? Should it be happening? Should it not happen? Let me explain what's going on. So UAW, United Auto Workers, they're striking against the three big manufacturers in the U.S. of cars, Ford, GM, and Stellantis, which is a parent company of Chrysler. Chrysler and GM got bailout money, billions of bailout money. Now, there's a strike against them because the workers say they're not getting paid enough. The workers want a 40% increase in pay. Ford, GM, Stellantis are saying about 21, 20. They're saying right around that. So there's a gap in between what the companies are offering and what the strikers want. There's already been layoffs, at least temporarily. I think Ford laid off 600 because they could not work. It wasn't that they were striking, it's that the strike affected their work. So they were just kind of standing around doing nothing. So they got laid off temporarily. Now, have you seen car prices lately? New car prices? I was showing some of these prices. Hold on. Ford F-150, Ford Mustangs. I have a Mustang, but I did not pay anywhere near these inflated prices. I have a used car. I bought a used car. Okay, I'm not paying beyond $50,000 for a car. I refuse. It's not going to happen. That's my personal limit. I'm not going to do it. I'm the kind of guy that likes to get bargains. I don't like getting beat in my head with car prices. I am not a fan. Hold on. Let me see if I can find some of these prices right here. I'm going to show you the Mustang and I'm going to show you the F-150. You know, some of the F-150s, okay, it's a Shelby. You got fancy stripes on it, whatever. Okay, cool. But still, some of these prices are still just out of pocket. Now, let's check it out. Watch this. All right. So, a Ford Mustang GT Premium, not a Bullet, not a Shelby. We're talking about a Ford Mustang GT Premium, 2023. It's listed at $125,645, which is a discount from MSRP, which is $129,645. $129,000 for a Ford Mustang. A Ford Mustang. Not even like a special edition, one of a kind, not a Bullet, not a Shelby, regular a GT Premium fastback. Okay, 130,000. Listen, 25 years ago, you could buy a house brand new for that. I mean, maybe even 15 years ago, like 08 time, you could buy a brand new house for $130,000 in a decent area, brand new, straight off the. They want that for a Ford Mustang. Elite models, no. This is a GT Premium. You do have elite Mustangs. You have. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me show you some of the more elite Mustangs, so we could be on the same page. I'm not even showing the elite. That is a GT Premium. We ain't talking about a Bullet. Hold on. Or the F3, like the newer ones. They got the race car. Hold on. Let me show you that one. There's quite a few Ford Mustangs. I mean, just ridiculous. All right, let me show you the. They got the Shelby, the GT 500. Yeah. I mean, here's one that you could say something like this. I think that might be a Bullet. Now this one, oh, it's a Shelby. Now here's a Shelby. Okay, this is a more elite model. All right, you ready? You ready for it? Now, $142,000. Now, this is a more premium Mustang. I showed you a GT. I have a GT Premium, and I didn't pay beyond 50. I paid closer to 40. This is a Shelby, $142,000. I mean, come on, man. This is ridiculous. Oh, it's a beautiful car. Yes. And this is not even affected by the strike. This is a car that's already on the lot. So imagine when the strike really takes hold and then the prices reflect that. I mean, like, what are we doing? Now let's keep on going. Now let's keep rocking here. All right. And it's Tennessee prices, not even California. But anyway, now here is a Mustang, a Rouge. This is a more elite model, 107,000. All right, and it's used. This is a used car. All right, that's a used car, 2020. Now here is a Mustang. A Ford F-150 Rouge, $80,000. MSRP $89,000. A Shelby Ford F-150, $130,000. You get the picture, $135,000. So the cars are already very expensive. The top of the line trims are going to be expensive. Regular trims are expensive. Matter of fact, hold on. You guys want to see something else? There's also very expensive regular cars. Now, have you guys ever bought a Toyota Camry? Have you ever bought a Toyota Camry? Have you ever? Now, how much do you think Toyota Camrys cost? A Camry is a economically sound car, inexpensive. It's not going to break the bank. It won't break the bank. They're really reliable. Economy cars, good gas mileage. You know, nothing fancy necessarily. I mean, they make nice Camrys, but I mean, come on. All right. Now, Roush. Okay, I'm sorry, I said the wrong thing, but y'all know what I was talking about. All right, $35,000, $20,000. A Camry should be $25,000. All right, this one right here, 40 grand. All right, this is a Camry XSE. It's a top trim, but it's a Camry, 40 grand. All right, there we have it. 2024 Toyota Camry. 40 grand. A Camry. I mean, and when you see inflation really hit, it's going to go a lot higher. When I was younger, I had a Camry. I got a Camry now. and I didn't pay 40 grand for it. I paid closer to 20 something for it. But I had a Camry back in the day. That car might have been 10,000, 15,000 for like a relatively new car. Like back in 2007, 2006. But now things are different. All right. Things are different. It's a 6-cylinder, 40 grand. That's going to be a deal coming up when you're looking at American cars pretty soon here. And remember, these prices, none of these prices have not been affected by the strike. These are current prices you can get on the market right now. Cars on the lot. Now, let's see if I can find more about the UAW strike. Let's watch some of this right here.
Welcome back. We've got some breaking news on the UAW strike. Let's get straight out to Phil LeBeau with the latest. Phil?
Kelly, as expected, General Motors has idled its plant in Fairfax, Kansas. That is just west of Kansas City. That's where they make the Cadillac CT4 as well as the Chevy Malibu. That means that they will be laying off approximately 2,000 workers there. And as you take a look at the latest developments regarding the UAW strike, we will likely see more of these types of layoffs. Stellantis today announcing that it has begun layoffs at some of its facilities. The most notable being in Toledo, where they are laying off 68 people, expect to lay off another 300 at facilities in Kokomo, Indiana. Automakers are pushing back on messaging. We are increasingly hearing from them that the messaging coming from the UAW is misguided and wrong. We'll talk more about that in a bit. Remember, there's a deadline Friday at noon Eastern where the UAW wants to see serious progress towards resolving these issues and getting a contract in place, or else they could announce more layoffs. Let's go through each of these. Stellantis, it's going to be laying off 68 employees in Toledo. They expect to lay off approximately 300 more at their facilities in Kokomo, Indiana. As for General Motors, as you take a look at shares there, I talked about the layoffs happening at its plant in Kansas. The GM president, Mark Royce, out with an op-ed today in the Detroit News saying that there is a flow of misinformation coming from the UAW. Remember, GM is offering a 20% wage hike to the union. And finally, you've got Ford. It has reached a tentative agreement. Ford of Canada reached a tentative agreement with the union up north of the border. Unifor is the name of that union. So now we see what happens with GM and Stellantis. They still need to negotiate with Unifor. Bottom line is this, guys. We are nowhere close to seeing a resolution to this disagreement over.
Now, I got a question because we've already seen bailouts. We know that the government will do bailouts. Now, I'm not saying they're in bailout territory, but at what point does the government step in and do something to fix the situation? Because remember, they bailed them out during the financial crisis, 2008. Speaking about Ford and Chrysler, and again, Stellantis is now the parent company of Chrysler. I'm not sure if it was like that back then or what, but anyway, they did bail them out back then. And then we had the bank bailout that happened at the same time in 2008. And we had a bank bailout recently. They're not calling it a bailout, but they did bail the banks out. Signature Bank, SVB, they built these banks out because, okay, if you are guaranteeing all deposits, but the FDIC limit is $250,000 and you're guaranteeing billions in deposits, that's called a bailout. Anyway.
For a contract between the UAW and the big three automakers.
Is there a scenario? Now, somebody says, what are the strikes about? Okay, so the UAW, the union, the workers want a 40% raise, and they're not getting it so far. The companies, the big three, Ford, GM, Stellantis, Chrysler, they are offering 20%, 21%. So there's a gap in between them, and they're going to strike until they get what they want, until they get the demands met. Basically, that's what's happening. They want more money. And I think this is a result of the inflation hitting the entire country. Everybody wants more money because your dollar does not go as far as it used to go.
Scenario, Phil, and how likely is it of a nationwide strike by the UAW against the automakers? Right now, seem to be targeted shutdowns and targeted shutdowns of factories.
It is possible, but they've already said that they plan on these strategic strikes. And the strategy here, Tyler, is essentially them saying, we want to keep the automakers guessing. We're not going to shut them all down at one time. And we are, theoretically, on Friday at noon, we will hear about another plant, another 2 plants, maybe another 3 plants where they have decided, you know what, we're going to walk off the job there. Doesn't shut down the entire company if you're GM or Ford or Stellantis, but it adds pressure. And that is what the UAW is looking to do here.
Economic point, I think these workers would be able to get unemployment benefits, maybe be counted and as unemployed, whereas striking workers, not so much. Phil, for now, thank you very much.
Correct.
We appreciate it. Awesome. Okay, good. We're always looking for.
So there you have it. That's what's going on right now with UAW. So, I mean, it's going to be a mess. Ultimately, they will get a raise because the companies are offering a raise, but it's just not enough for what the workers want. They're saying 20%, right around that. That's what the companies are offering, the striking workers. But the workers want between 36 and 40% raise. It's pretty rough. And they want other things, too. There's other nuances. I was hearing about they want shorter work weeks or something. But the main thing is the raise, 40%. We'll see what they do. Maybe they'll try to get somewhere in the middle, like 30%. So if it's a 30% raise, you can expect to get that passed on to you. And I'm not sure if this is going to affect non-GM Ford Stellantis products like your Toyota, your Japanese and Korean and German, stuff like that, Volkswagen. I'm not sure if it's going to affect them or not. If you guys know more about that, let me know in the comments. Right where I live, they have a Volkswagen. Chattanooga, they got a Volkswagen plant. I'm not sure it's going to affect them or not, because they're not striking here because they're not part of the big three. Volkswagen obviously is German. And it's funny because on the Volkswagen plant, they got like a rumor has it they have like German jurisdiction. It's weird. It's really weird. But anyway, I digress. So maybe we're going to see a lot of the foreign companies just get a leg up. If this does not affect the foreign companies that sell cars here, in any kind of way, supply chain or whatever, they'll have the leg up. Why would you get a Ford F-150 that's going to cost you base $70,000? You can get a Nissan, maybe even Nissan Frontier. I mean, like a smaller truck, or a Toyota Tundra, obviously. Get something like that. A Tundra going to be rock solid and never going to break on you. Why would you get, if you can get a Tundra for like $55,000, why get an F-150 for $75,000? It doesn't make any sense as far as new cars are concerned. And then you're going to have pressure. It'll be pressure on used cars as well, because there will be a higher demand for used cars because the new cars are not going to be as coveted. You see? So that's going to make them go up too, because it's going to be a higher demand. It's going to be a mess. Yeah, fast food's crazy. Hey, I told you about some of the stuff, some of the fast food. I had a picture of a McChicken, I believe. Now, I think this McChicken was in California somewhere where it's expensive because the sandwich is going to cost you differently depending upon where you go. But look at this. $4.29 for a McChicken sandwich. A sandwich. We ain't talking about a combo. Fries, drink, just a sandwich. Now, again, this is going to cost you differently depending upon where you live in the country. I was seeing some spots had it for $1.99. Some had it for like $2 and change. Somewhere, a McChicken is $4.29 just for the sandwich. You ain't get no drink. You ain't get no fries. You might not even have any sauces with it because they might want to charge you for sauce. I mean, it's crazy. Oh, and also speaking about inflation, gas is going up too. Gas is up. This right here is Los Angeles. For you guys on the left coast, what are you paying for gas right now? I remember gas at one point recently was below $3, and then kind of like overnight where I live out here in Tennessee, Georgia, it was below $3, and then overnight it skyrocketed. It went to like $3.60 something. Just overnight, it just blew up. But you living in LA, you living in, the left coast, What are you guys paying right now for your gas? All right. $5.99 for gas. Is that what it is? I mean, crazy. $5.34 for gas. Wow. Somebody says $5.50, $3.75 in Michigan, $3.50, $3.49 in Ohio, $3.80 in Texas, $6 in Chicago. Oh my goodness. MAGA country got the crazy gas prices, right? $3.19 premium. That's what I'm talking about. $3.19 premium in Georgia. I need to go where you at, Rodrigo, for sure. $5.34, $5.50 in San Diego, $3.99. New York State. Yeah, and yeah, if you got to get premium, that's going to be a pain, Just Joe, for sure. That's definitely going to be a premium. 87 octane in Colorado is around $4.35. Good grief. $5.19 north of San Francisco. It's nuts. It's nuts, man. And I hope that we don't get too much higher. But I don't really, I feel like you're going to see prices continue to skyrocket, unfortunately. Now, speaking about MAGA country, Chicago, have you guys seen the most recent little fallout? So in Chicago, there was another meeting and it didn't really go well for some people, as per usual. Now, let's put a little bit of context into it. Matter of fact, hold on. I got to find the particular video that I saw. It summed it up perfectly. I'm going to throw it on the screen right quick, and you're going to see what's happening. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. All right. Can I find it or no? I got to find that video that had everything just the way it was supposed to be, because that's going to tell you all you got to know. All right. Matter of fact, I'm not going to play that because I can't find it. You know what? I am going to find it. I'm determined now because I didn't already said I'm going to do it. Because let's just make it clear. Chicago, the city of Chicago voted 82% for Joe Biden in 2024. 82%, the entire city, black, white, everybody, 82%. The black community, 96%. 96%. But now they're saying, hey, wait a minute. We don't like what's going on here. We don't like what's happening.
No marches.
All right, check this out. Here we go. I found it. Watch this. And shout out to the channel. This channel is the Hypocrisy Files.
No marches, no protests. Here it was a scene of jubilation.
Now, this video right here is back when Biden won in 2020.
Scenes like this played out in neighborhoods across the city as soon as the major network called the race for Joe Biden after he won Pennsylvania, then Nevada. Many Chicagoans started celebrating. People ran out of their homes, poured into the streets. They honked horns, danced, popped champagne. We saw people pumping their fists into the air, waving American flags, Biden and Harris flags also. Outside Wrigley Field, Biden supporters flew the Cubs W flag. The former vice president won 82% of the Chicago vote.
I wanted to know if there is a capacity limit.
Now, fast forward to today. Now, you saw the video at the beginning. That was when Biden allegedly won in 2020. And fast forward to right now, we got a city council meeting type situation, and the woman is asking a question. Let's back up a little bit here, play it from the top.
82% of the Chicago vote.
I wanted to know if there is a capacity limit, and what is that limit, if there is one, and why can't we close the borders of Chicago or the state of Illinois in the first place? Why can't we close the borders?
So did you hear what she asked? She was like, hey, let's close, or why can't we close the borders of Chicago or Illinois? Why can't we do that to begin with? What's going on? and the crowd cheers. But wait a minute. Let's pump the brakes, ma'am. Did you not just hear the first video? Chicago voted 82% for Joe Biden. You voted for the current mayor, Brennan Johnson, governor, J.B. Pritzker, all Democrats. They all say, come one, come all, sanctuary city, sanctuary state. So why are you trying to change things after the fact? You don't do that. You elect those who are going to make that decision for you. You're going to put in a governor, a mayor, a president who are going to do that for you. So why now all of a sudden? I think she's not really understanding how the whole thing works. Let's continue.
I don't know if there's a limit. I do know that when you are seeking asylum, you are granted protections from the U.S. to not return. So that is the process that folks are going through when they come here, when they get their interview, and then the Texas governor sends them to Illinois, and specifically Chicago.
So they get to come, once they do an interview in Texas, they get to come regardless. Texas says you're an asylum seeker, you're being persecuted, so yeah, you can leave your country and come here and go wherever you want.
Not Texas. The federal government is the one that does the process around asylum seeking.
So that means your president that you voted for did it. Your president did it. See, Texas wouldn't even be involved with the whole process if your president didn't allow it. It's a federal government has a responsibility to protect the U.S. international border. That's their responsibility, federal government. And they're not doing that. That's your black queen, Kamala Harris. That's her job. She's the border czar, not doing a thing. She's too busy doing the granny moves at the hip hop anniversary concert at her residence near the White House. She's doing that. She's not worried about y'all getting inundated with illegal aliens or asylum seekers, whatever you want to call them. She's not worried about that. If you go outside, ma'am, and you get stomped in your head by a bunch of illegal aliens from all over the world, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Brandon Johnson, J.B. Pritzker, this dude right here, they're not going to care at all. They're not going to care.
It is Texas who is making the decision to send them to Chicago.
And that's what I wanted to know. Can we say, no, we won't take anymore?
It has to come from the federal government.
And Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson has announced that the city is facing a more than $500 million budget deficit for 2024. Now, $200 million of that his office attributes to the growing cost of caring for migrants.
For months, NBC5 Investigates has been asking city agencies for copies of financial records to better understand where the money has flowed to care for migrants. While the city continues to withhold many of the records we've requested, we did obtain contracts and a spreadsheet showing since October the city has spent at least $83 million on this crisis. The bulk of that money, more than $56 million, went to Favorite Staffing, a Kansas-based company whose employees work at the shelters. In response to our requests, the city has so far provided just 2 invoices showing how much Favorite staffers are being paid. This invoice from the now closed shelter at Truman College shows a facility manager made $14,000 in 1 week. At this High Ridge YMCA shelter, an invoice shows a nurse earned more than $20,000 for a week's worth of work. That same week, the shelter's manager's invoice billed for more than $14,000.
I see what's going on. They're out there hanging out. So shout out to Hypocrisy Files for that video. Very well done, boss. I appreciate you for not giving me a copyright claim on that one. But yeah, that's what's happening right now out there with your people. That is what's happening. All right. The lady's like, hey, can we just put a limit to it? Can we build a wall around Chicago? Nah. You guys voted for the people that ran on being a sanctuary. If you didn't know what a sanctuary city was, if you didn't know how it operated, now you know. Now you know you're going to be just inundated with all these people from all over the world. Come one, come all. Some say, well, they shouldn't be in Chicago. Where should they be? Where should they got to go somewhere. I mean, they should just not be here. They should be over there, back on the other side of the border, not flooding across. But if they're going to be here, they got to go somewhere. You know what your leaders are doing? Hold on. You know what they're doing? He doing stuff like this. Ready for a little bit of cringe? Hold on. Ready for a little bit of cringe? They're doing this. Watch this.
Special delivery.
What you're seeing right here, this is Slick Willie, Bill Clinton, being gifted a pair of shoes by rapper Fat Joe. And by the way, the federal government locked Fat Joe up for tax evasion, although they're not going to lock Hunter Biden up for the same thing. But I digress.
How to sneak it in the game. Sold out in 5 minutes. But if I didn't bring it to Bill, wow, it wouldn't be official.
Does that make him an honorary member of the squad?
He's an honorary member of the squad. Okay. Yeah. Right? But
Now, they don't mean the AOC squad. They mean the Terror Squad. That's Fat Joe's rap group and label. But he can't say Terror Squad in front of the president or former president. You got to say the squad.
Love you so much, man. So many years you fought for the people, man, and we love you. And I'm a huge fan of yours.
These are cool. Those are cool.
Oh, yeah, they cool.
Give you some street cred.
Oh, well. Thank you so much for all you do for us. But the mailman delivers.
You want to get a picture of that?
Special delivery.
Yeah, so there you have it. There's a cringe for the day. Fat Joe, again, he got locked up by the federal government for tax evasion back in the day. And Fat Joe paid all his tax debt. What happened with Fat Joe, brief story, he had an accountant or a tax preparer, somebody. He was allowing the person to handle his finances as far as paying his taxes. He would say, okay, you're going to file everything, you're going to pay it, and I'll give you that responsibility. The guy did it for a long time until his son, the guy's son, his tax guy, his son became paraplegic from an accident. So what the guy was doing was stealing Fat Joe's money and paying for his son's treatment. Fat Joe don't know what's happening. Now all of a sudden, oh, hey, you've not been paying taxes for the past 4 years, sir. Where's the money at? You're a tax evader. So although you paid the money, you still went to prison. I'm not sure how long he was in jail or in prison, but he did go to prison for that. Now, Hunter Biden, on the other hand, he gets a sweetheart deal, and they were trying to give him no jail time, no prison time, no nothing. He's still facing the tax charges, but it's misdemeanors. So he probably won't go to prison or jail at all, even still. But hey, here's some shoes, Bill Clinton. Here's some shoes. Have those. Oh, anyway, speaking of Hunter and the IRS and the federales, Hunter Biden is now suing the IRS. All right. He's suing the IRS because he says that they illegally doxed him, basically, or not doxed him. What's the proper word? They revealed his information. All right. Now, you're going to have a hard time proving that because you're talking about whistleblowers. They have federal protection. Whistleblowers have federal protection. So the whistleblowers gave testimony to Congress, and they said that the IRS was not handling the Biden investigation properly because obviously this is Joe Biden's son. They were not handling the investigation properly. There's all kind of little back channels, and they weren't doing things right. Now, during the testimony, they said that Hunter owed like $2.2 or $2.4 million to the IRS. Now, Hunter's team is saying that that revelation, the 2 point whatever that Hunter owed, that's violating Hunter's privacy. So then now they're going to sue the IRS. But my man, these are whistleblowers. How you going to try to, you're trying to sue the IRS because of what they said, because you can't sue them because the whistleblower, they're protected. This right here is a stretch. I mean, talk about bold. You got some cojones to do something like this. But hey, it's Hunter Biden. If he won, I wouldn't be shocked. He should not win, but I wouldn't be shocked at all. All right. So this is on Wall Street Journal. The headline says Hunter Biden sues the IRS. He said whistleblowers violated his privacy, but they follow protocol. Exactly. You think you're going to have whistleblowers from the federal government go to court and say the wrong thing? You're sadly mistaken. You are sadly mistaken. That's not going to happen against Hunter Biden. Come on, be for real. But yeah, that's your man Hunter suing the IRS because they told how much he owed. I mean, it's crazy because, my man, you're facing misdemeanors. You probably want to go to prison or jail for that as it is, but you want to sue. They're doing whatever they can. And Hunter is now has pleaded guilty to the gun charges, and he got indicted on that. So there's 3 gun charges, and he should go to prison. If he doesn't go to prison for the gun charges, at least, I mean, Banana Republic is putting it lightly. Listen, if you or I or anyone else, any other regular normie who is not the president's son or the president himself or some other kind of high-ranking person in government, if you or I lie on the background check, that's a 10-year max, $250,000 fine. That's the Brady Act, 1993, ushered into law by none other than Joe Biden himself. Joe Biden was the guy behind the Brady Act. He was the spearhead behind it. He was the champion for the Brady Act in 1993. And then 1994 was the crime bill. This was one of Joe Biden's crowning achievements. But now all of a sudden, this son is not going to be prosecuted under that. A joke. Just for lying on the background check, that's 10 years max, $250,000 fine. Then you have 2 gun charges because you were high on drugs while operating your weapon and possessing it. So if you get convicted of all charges and you serve them consecutively, you're talking about 25 years in the penitentiary, max. If you don't at least get to 10 or 5 or sometime in the joint, it's a joke, a whole joke. But I'm going to get to some super chats, and then I'm going to get to the calls. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Oh, and I almost forgot the Iran swap. So, you know what happened? There were 5 prisoners from the U.S., or at least U.S. citizens, in Iran, and we had 5 of their citizens over here. Now, we say that the Americans were in Iran detained unlawfully. We also say that we say that Iranians over here detained lawfully, but the Americans and Iran were detained unlawfully. We did a swap anyway, 5 for 5. They had 5 of ours, we had 5 of theirs. But there was one key. It wasn't just a prisoner swap. We also paid them some money. Well, let me be specific. We unfroze some of their money because there are there's financial sanctions on Iran. As part of the sanctions, they are frozen out of the international monetary system. Some of their money that it belongs to them is in the system still. So what happened was the money that was frozen went from a bank in South Korea to Switzerland to Qatar, or Qatar, however you want to say it. Now, the Fed is saying that they can monitor it. The U.S. Fed can monitor it from the bank account in Qatar. How? I don't know. Now, John Kirby said we're not violating our sanctions against Iran. How? If they're locked out of the monetary system, all we did was go around it to get them their money. Remember the whole thing with Barack Obama and the pallets of money? That was the same thing because of the Iran nuclear deal. We get $40 million on pallets of money. We couldn't wire it to them because they were not in the monetary system. So we took some of the money from the banking system that I guess belonged to them and gave it back to them with cash. Now we're saying it's in an account in Qatar. What I think is that it could be in an account, and then when Iran wants to take from it, they're going to get cash because they can't get it wired. If that's wrong, let me know in the comments. So America says that we're going to monitor the money. Oh, it's only going to be used for good things, no nefarious purposes. But the Ayatollah Khomeini, I think that's his name, he said, we're going to spend it on whatever we want to spend it on. What you talking about? We're going to spend it on whatever we want to spend it on. We're not going to be controlled by the U.S. Now, who do you believe? Do you think the U.S. can actually control where the money goes or not? If they get the money, they're going to spend it on whatever they want to spend it on. We can't spend it for them. They can say, okay, we're getting the money for X, Y, and Z purposes, but once it gets into their coffers, they could do whatever they want with it. So how are you going to stop it? And if it's in cash, again, because it can't be wired, allegedly, How are you going to control cash money? You cannot. You cannot. I think the nuke is already done, OT. I think the nuke been done when back in Obama's days, when he gave them that big bag of money, the pallets of money. I think the nuke was done back then. I think now they want to get an arsenal. And quite frankly, Iran can purchase nuclear weapons from Pakistan, Russia, etc. Because remember, Iran is supplying Russia with drones. Let's not forget, they got friends. They don't even need nukes themselves, but they probably already have them and they can purchase them. So if they get to $6 billion, they don't gotta build one. They could just buy one or dozens or whatever they need. They could just buy it. But anyway, I digress. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. I'm reading that. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. Alrighty. So, but I'm glad the Americans, I suppose, the U.S. citizens, I'm glad they're back. But was it worth $6 billion? Again, it was the Iranians' money. However, they wouldn't have got it if not for the prisoner swap. So the incentive is to lock up Americans for whatever the reason may be, legitimate, illegitimate. If you want to put somebody in jail, you can find a reason to put somebody in jail. Okay? If you want to arrest somebody, you can find a reason to arrest them. You can find something to get them on, especially in America. There's so many dumb laws on the books. You can get somebody locked up if you really want to. So the incentive is get Americans locked up, basketball player, Brittany Griner, and you could get whatever you want. You could get money, the Merchant of Death, Victor Boot. You could do whatever you want, just kidnap Americans. So if I know that that's going on, I'm not even going to Iran, or Russia probably be all right, but I'm not going where I might get kidnapped and then sold for ransom because America allows it. But anyway, I digress. Exactly, John Crump. Never negotiate with terrorists. Never. Because it's going to keep on happening, in my humble opinion. All right, let's keep on rocking and rolling here. We got super chats on deck. Then we're going to get to the calls. Michael Critchlow, thank you for your donation. He says the Senate dress code rule change is one of many signs of societal decline. Absolutely. Thank you for that. Thank you to F Ranger Xbox, who says, if Shrek wears that, I would show up in a jockstrap and wife beater. There you go. I think Lisa Murkowski said something about that same thing. Let me see if I can find it. Maybe it wasn't her. It was somebody said that they're going to show up in the bikini. Who was it that said that? I'm going to find that right quick and get back to the super chats. It was Susan Collins. So I'm going to give you a visual. It won't be her in the bikini, but you're going to think about her in the bikini now that I showed it. Okay, so Senator Susan Collins says she'll wear a bikini. All right? Because remember, the dress code is suspended for the men and the women as far as senators. But if you are a staffer on a Senate floor, you still got to abide by it. Suit, tie, jacket for the men, women, business casual. So she can wear whatever she wants to wear. If she wants to come looking like, she about to go speak with Eric Swalwell on the streets of California, she could do that. But I digress. Let's keep on rocking here. We got more super chats to get to. Shout out to No White Guilt, who says ABL 1.01 million. Congrats, brother. Thank you for that, man. Definitely appreciate you. Shout out to No White Guilt again, who says women in the workplace complaining that they can't get ahead because they can't dress provocatively. How about performance, Cupcake? Thank you for that. Thank you to Tuckerlicious, who says Shabba ranks. Oh, no, you did not. I sure did. Ting-a-ling-a-ling, dance, silent swing. Knife for fork, fight for dumpling. Thank you to Rebel Without a Reason, who says homeboy needs to check his testosterone levels. Absolutely. Speaking about my man at the beginning, talking about he got misgendered. You looking like you play basketball for the Golden State Warriors on the bench. Shout out to Bina for gifting the memberships. Rebel Without a Reason says, I have a bigger debris field in my backyard after a fireworks display. Right on. Absolutely. That gets F Ranger Xbox, who says the vax is safe and effective. Oh, they allegedly. Rebel Without a Reason says, whatever happened to the Ford plants being retooled to make ventilators? I remember that. Wow. Talk about a throwback. That was a crazy time in U.S. history. I mean, when they put that in the books, I hope they report on it accurately. I hope. Shout out to Michael Critchlow again, who says, surprised you haven't addressed fat liberation. UVA hate crime hoaxer Zaina Bryant partnering with Dove in the growing boycott. Will you cover this? I think I saw something about that. I'm gonna look into it and see what's going on. Yeah, fat liberation. Let me go ahead and check that out. Yeah, I did see.
Centering.
All right. Hold on. I got a video right quick that I want to play. Y'all give me a second. It's only like 1 minute or less. So let's watch this.
The voices and experiences of the most marginalized people and communities at all times. So when I think about what fat liberation looks like to me, it looks like centering the voices and the experiences of those who live in and who maneuver through spaces and institutions in a fat body. It looks like making accessible spaces and having conversations that are aware of the fact that people have different bodies and that they are interacting with space and people and institutions and communities in a different way. Fat liberation looks like
Michael, you torturing me here, man. You are torturing me. I'm trying to get through it, but I really want to click off of the video. But I'm going to get through it, boss.
Fully embracing those differences and having those conversations instead of shying away from them. To learn more about fat liberation and the campaign for size freedom that Dove is supporting, visit dove.com/size freedom. Tap in, join the campaign, support the campaign. This is important and we should all be talking about it.
Okie dokie. So fat liberation. Now, I think she was involved with some kind of hoax at UVA. I'm going to look into the hoax part. But yeah, fat liberation. How about you need to liberate your body from that fat? Because at the end of the day, if you want to live past 25, you need to stop what you're doing. Okay? No BS. No, I mean, I could joke. I like to tell jokes all the time. I'm a funny person, I suppose. I just like to have fun. But I mean, come on, man. Good grief. My 1,000 pound life, man. This ain't it. This ain't it, man. She pretty young too. So it's like when you young and big like that, your organs don't got no chance. Cause like all your stuff up here is just kind of smushed to the front. Man, no, that's not it, man. Liberate your body from that fat. How about that? That's fat liberation right there. All right, let's keep on going. I'm gonna look into that video and see the hoax from UVA that is going on, allegedly. Rebel Without a Reason, thank you for your super chats. He says, Illinois implemented no bail 2 days ago. Crazy. Rebel Without a Reason also says, what happened to Jamie Raskin's do-rag? I was asking the same question, like, where's the bandana at? Are you healed? Like, did you ring the bell? I'm doing way too much. I'm sorry. I apologize. Life with Sean says, did you see that New York City is going to remove statues of Washington, Jefferson, and Columbus? I mean, the next thing is going to be Abraham Lincoln. That's next. My man literally freed the slaves, but they're going to try to find some way to say he was racist. I mean, it's nuts. But why Columbus? What did he do? Anyway, thank you to Monique Price for the emoji with the dancing. And thank you, Monique Price again, who says, someone said fat liberation is removing one's belt. Hilarious. Hilarious. Take off your shapewear. Let that skin just go everywhere it wants to go. Alrighty. So that's what I got right there for that. Let's get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. Let's go ahead and get rocking and rolling here. And there's also a Skype email in the description box. If you want to use that, you could be right here, bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and go ahead and rock out with me. Okay, Windows crashing on me almost. Let's not do that. That ain't it. Windows, I promise, love-hate relationship. I don't got time for all the nonsense. All right. Now let's not have Skype do the same thing that my start menu did just now. Let's get rocking and rolling. Again, 434-658-1220. The number is always in the description. 361, your line, I'm speaking to.
Hi. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that.
It's Elizabeth from San Antonio, Texas.
All righty, what's going on?
I just wanted to tell you happy birthday. I have a lot to comment on, but I've had a few drinks because I'm fixing my kitchen sink, so I'm not going to say anything about that. I just want to tell you happy birthday.
Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate you.
Okay, I'll talk to you later. I'll call you back.
All right now.
Okay, bye.
Bye. All right, shout out to the caller. See, my birthday is Friday. I'll be turn 39. Hey, but you got gray and you're 39. I'll be 39. And next year hit that big 4-0. So my birthday is Friday. Couple days. Yep. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. 470 on your line, I'm speaking to. Caller 470, can you hear me?
Sorry, say you may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head.
ABL, hey, it's Greg from Wild and Wacky Atlanta, where anything can happen anytime. How you doing, sir?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Hey, well, I haven't talked to you in a long time, about 3 weeks. I can't get through to you since you're so famous. You have over 1 million subscribers. So
well,
don't let that fame and fortune go to your head. Anyway, well, I'm just hanging out in Atlanta and getting caught in some really bad traffic. Terrible. It's so horrible here with all the people that are moving here. It's, oh my God. It takes 45 minutes sometimes after like 4 o'clock to get anywhere within 5, 6, 8 miles.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But here's the good news. Since last Sunday, I've been wearing my Trump mugshot T-shirt, Never Surrender, and it's getting quite a few compliments, actually.
Okay, no negativity, like mostly positive stuff?
Not so far. I work for a retail store. I'm not going to say where because I don't want any assassination attempts on my life, you see.
Right.
But I went to the other store where I work out in, where I don't work, in Chamblee, Norville, actually. And this one guy looked at my shirt. He was like probably about my age, late 40s, early 50s, and looked at my shirt up and down and just didn't, I could tell he didn't approve of it. And 2 of the managers that were at the other store, they looked at my shirt and they kind of like gave it a disapproval look and walked away. But some other people, so I went to across the street to the Beaufort Highway Farmers Market, and this young girl, actually woman about 23, 24, of Mexican descent, said, "I like your shirt." And I said, "Yeah, man, America first, Trump 2024, we're never going to surrender." And I went to the DeKalb Farmers Market today, and a lady took a picture of my shirt. She's probably about 68, 70. She loved it. She said, "Where can I get the shirt?" I said, DonaldJTrump.com.
Right on.
So, yeah, man, people are liking it. And so going to the Indian restaurant this afternoon for lunch, the Indian guys liked it. I'm like, Trump's going to be your president next year, and he's going to make you a lot of money.
Absolutely.
So yeah, a lot of people, they look at my shirt. I think they think that it's like anti-Trump because this is his mugshot on there, but they don't read what's underneath it. But yeah, so far I haven't gotten beaten up, shot, raped, or murdered. For here in Atlanta, you know how crazy it is here with the crime rate.
Absolutely.
But yeah, man, it's going pretty well. I think Trump's going to win in 2024 if the left doesn't do some massive voter fraud and cheating like they did in the last election in 2020. What are your thoughts?
I think that it's going to be better this time because states have had time to prepare and get their systems in order and prevent a lot of the fraud and cheating and things of that nature.
Yeah, you have Biden is so terrible. You're having all these different ethnic groups coming together. I just saw a video like 10 minutes ago, Latinos and blacks for Trump.
Absolutely.
It's incredible. So we're all uniting together because Biden is so bad, and people are starting to finally wake up the last year and a half, 2 years, realize that it's Trump or bust, Trump or die. There's no other option. It's not DeSantis or any of those other losers. Keep DeSantis down in Florida. He's a good governor down there. But Trump is tried and true, and why turn back now? We need to vote for him and to really piss off the left and to win.
Right
it's
on.
going to be fun to watch the riots that are going to happen after he wins again. As long as the left doesn't cheat, Trump is going to win in a landslide. You mark my words.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, that's all I want to say. And it's good to talk to you. I wish you the best. And I'm still Ultra MAGA, Trump 2024.
Right on, man. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Have a good night.
All right,
Thank you. Bye.
All right, great call. And shout out to you guys for being here. Yeah, the states definitely have improved their systems as of late. Let's keep on rocking here. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, it's JB Scotsman, Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, well, man. How about yourself?
I am all right, man. Hey, I just want to say a couple quick things. Yeah, that guy called a while ago. Yeah, I got a Trump wanted poster too with his mugshot on it, and I worn it out in public several times, and I hear nothing but positive stuff about it. You know, yeah, so that's pretty cool. But I just wanted to show one thing to you. There's a video, it's only like a minute long, of Joe Biden down in Brazil. Have you seen that one yet?
I saw where he didn't shake the hand. Yeah, I played that earlier.
Okay, what about when he's trying to put his earpiece in?
No, I didn't see that one.
Look that one up, buddy, man. It's on the Epic US News site, and it's called "The Entire World Is Laughing." And he walks out on the stage with the Brazilian president, and it's just bad. It is so bad, man.
Yeah,
there's
it sounds pretty bad.
There's no copyright stuff on there. It's all like a minute long. But I think you gotta check that out. And yeah, happy 39, dude. When you get to 40, things go downhill. So
yeah, that's what I hear.
It's all good, man. All right, man. Have a good night, dude. Love your show. Love everyone in the chat, and we'll just keep on listening to you.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Yep.
All right, shout out to man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. Yeah, at 39. Like I'm in middle age. It's crazy because, you know, it's crazy. I'll be places or like I'm online especially, and they see my picture. I get a lot of hey unc, like I'm the uncle now. I guess so. I do have nieces and stuff that are in their 20s, so you know I'm uncle. Like I was saying, I'm gonna start the Uncle ABL channel. I think I will do the Uncle ABL channel since I've ascended into the uncle stage. I might as well just go ahead and do it. All right, let's keep on rocking here. Let's go 765. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
This is Mariana.
All righty, what's going on?
I was just gonna say my uncle used to work for Stellantis when it was called Chrysler here, and he was making about the same pay as my daughter, who now works for Stellantis, and this was 20, 30 years ago.
Wow. Really? So wait a minute. Hold on. So like that about 20, 30 years ago, it was the same pay as it is right now?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And back then, they also had a nice retirement plan, which now the workers at Stellantis do not have, which is why they want a retirement plan of some sort. It's really bad. And to be honest, like they have temps working at Stellantis, and the temps don't make any more than the McDonald's workers. It's crazy.
Yeah, that sounds pretty crazy.
So anyway, that's all my 2 cents, and I'll let you go so you can talk to other callers.
Well, I thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thanks for listening, sir.
No problem. All right, shout out to the caller. Great call. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. 817, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 817, hello.
Anyway.
I cannot really hear you. Can you hear me? All right, 817. Let's not get cold feet now. Oh, it might have been a new caller. If you're calling me new, you got to have your ear to the phone. Be ready to answer. Can you hear me, 817?
Hello?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Okay, turn the stream off in the background for me, please.
Yes, let me get the background off. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Okay, so this is what I have, like a little script. I have a script. What I wanted to say about Trump, I love Trump. I don't like what he thinks, I don't like what he does about, like, abortion or whatnot, like, whatever. I feel like he's selling out a little bit. Are you there?
I'm listening to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I feel like he's selling out, and it's retarded, but I still love him. I'm still going to vote for him. No matter what, I'm still voting for him. I don't care. Whatever else, I'm still going to vote for him. Can you, Zach?
Huh?
No, my son came over to me and sorry.
All right.
So, how do you feel about Trump? Like, who would you vote for?
I mean, if Trump gets a nomination, I'm going to vote for him. And I think he's going to be the guy, so definitely it's going to be him.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, like, even if Trump, like, when they put, like, the thing is, like, oh, they said this little stuff, I'm still going to vote for Trump. That's the bottom line. It's just the bottom line. Didn't expect to get a call like this close.
Right on. But I'm gonna get to a few more calls. I'm gonna get to a few more calls. Thank you for the call. I appreciate you. All right. Shout out to the caller. It's all good. All right. Let's keep on rocking here. 562, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what up, ABL? This Eddie from the belly of the beast, California. Hey, what's up, man? What's happening?
Everything's all good, man. What's going on with you?
Man, I just want to say, I want to shout out to all the Patriots out there that are wearing the MAGA gear. Not too long ago, I went to the swap meet, right? A flea market right here in Fontana, California. Heavily Hispanic, all over, right? And I walk in, and I'm right there in the booth. I pay, and one of the guys goes, hey, I like your hat, man. I got the MAGA hat on, right? He goes, I like your hat. He whips out his shirt, and he goes, check it out. And he had a Trump shirt. I'm like, yeah, that's what's up, man. And so as I'm walking down, I'm getting, funny looks here and there. And then I stepped to a booth where they're selling hats. And this young gentleman was like, hey, man, you're in a hostile environment. So I tell him, I go, why? He goes, because of that hat. I was like, oh, that's cool, man. I go, how you like your gas prices? And he's like, well, yeah, they're high. I go, exactly, right? Who did that? Trump predicted this, or he said this was going to happen if he's not president, right? And he's like, well, I didn't know that. And I'm like, well, you got to look into it, man. And then after, I'm like, wouldn't you rather have a businessman, because you're a businessman yourself, wouldn't you rather have a businessman running this country than another politician that's in office for how many years? I mean, come on, man. They play the same game. Trump is just trying to get us more money. So I just want to shout out to all the Patriots out there wearing that MAGA gear. Keep doing it, man. Keep having people approach you and having these conversations with them, because we can bring up all the facts, man, just to show them. I just want to say that, man, on the line, all right?
Right on, man. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. You have a blessed one. Hey, and happy 1 million.
Oh, thank you for that. Birthday, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. All right.
All right. Shout out to the caller. And shout out to you guys as well. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. 780, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
It's the crazy Canadian report lady calling.
All righty.
What's going?
Right on. What's going on?
How are you?
I'm well. Can't
You're
complain.
about to become old enough to be my son.
Oh, is that right?
Listen, I'll make this quick. I went to the 1 million March for Children today in Canada. This is right big across the country. And there were so many people there. I was in the Niagara region. There were 1,000 people.
Wow.
I was, Muslims, everybody. And, it's family first. I saw that you posted that some young people walked out of their school because women don't want to share their bathrooms with, So this is big.
Oh, absolutely. Very big. People are really stepping up and standing up against all the nonsense that's going on. So it's definitely a really big thing.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to see it. And it's the same spirit that we have with the trucker convoy. I really think that that's what put Canada on the map. It did. And, yeah, it was a good deal. So you take care. I love what you're doing. Congratulations. I hope you get that big gold plaque.
Well, thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
You got it. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Great call. Let's keep on rocking here. 425, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? 425, hello.
Hi, ABL.
Hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I'm just calling to see your opinion. Do you think that what's going on right now is good or bad?
I mean, as far as what?
As far as the transgender dilemma.
Well, that's definitely a bad issue that's going on right now. It's a lot of things that should not be happening with that. So overall, the issue is bad, and I think those who are protesting against it and trying to make a difference are doing some good.
Okay, my other question is it true that the Republican Party was founded by white and black American men?
Well, I don't know about the founding of it, but I know that a lot of the early members were black and white for sure. Absolutely.
I was listening to Jesse Lee Peterson, and that's what I learned from him, was that it was founded by black and white, or white and black American men. And I thought that was fascinating because I never knew that. And I also never knew that the Democrat Party was the one to establish the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, yeah, the Democrats, these were the slave owners. These were the slaveholders back then. The Republican Party, the first president was Abraham Lincoln from the Republican Party, and he freed the slaves. So we know what they were about. The Democrats did not like that.
Right. So I was surprised to find that out. Also, I wonder if that has anything to do, it just seems like to me, in today's modern world, that evil seems to have the most power. Do you think that's more of an illusion? Do you think it's more because of their evil's ability to manipulate?
I don't really have the answer to that question. I think that there is a lot of good and evil, but I can't really determine what's more or what's less. I don't really have the answer.
Okay. Well, that's all I have. I just had a few questions for you. I'll let you go. Thank you so much for your time, ABL.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. And shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That will help me out tremendously. Absolutely. Yeah, but a lot of things that happened in history, people don't really know. I had to get told a lot of things about history when I was fully grown. I just had no idea because I never would have thought to research it, and I was never taught these things during K through 12 college. I never was taught these things. So you got to sometimes as an adult be taught new things that others may have known for a very long time. That's just how it is. 520, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hi.
Hello.
ABL, how are you? This is Marina.
All righty.
I've called you a couple of times before, actually 3 times before. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Can't complain. How about yourself?
Well, I'm doing just great. I was just wanting to congratulate you on the over 1 million subscribers. And I've been watching you for at least, I would say, close to 3 years. Keep doing what you are doing. And I'm one of those Mediterranean people. I'm a mixed person, meaning mixed brown with white parents and brown parents. And I'm half British, and I told you that last time I called. And I keep talking about this. I want to tell you why I'm talking to you tonight. I want you and many of your subscribers or people around understanding that it doesn't matter where you come from. You are with full of opinions and people. And how can I explain what I'm trying to say? I think that what I'm trying to say is I think that coming from different parts of the world and what we are made of are completely how can I explain it?
Oh, I didn't hang up on her. Like, you see my hands are right here. The call just dropped. So shout out to her. I appreciate her for calling. I don't know. It might have been Skype messing up because Skype likes to do its own thing, but shout out to her and shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. But yeah, Skype is doing its own thing. Let me see if Skype wants to, because I had other calls that was, I guess, in the queue, and I think it dropped. We're gonna see if it comes back. I might have to restart it. Not my whole PC, just a program. Because like I say, if Skype messes up, it's not my fault. Blame the white man. All right. But yeah, I try to bring unity. Shout out to Illy Blink. Illy Blink says ABL brings unity is what she's saying. Shout out to her. I hope to do that. That is part of my objective, to get everybody on the same page. All right. Let's try to restart Skype right quick. I think that might be the culprit because it does that sometimes. Hopefully we don't have an outage. Let's keep on going and get it together that way. And I can't search in my search bar for some reason. Let's go the old school way and find it there. There we go. Okie dokie. Let's try that. Yeah, it's quite Skype. Blame the white man. Don't blame me. It ain't my fault. I didn't do it. Yeah, blame the white Skype man. Exactly. That's what we're gonna do. All right. Somebody says take 7 more calls before I leave. Okay, I'm gonna try to get 7 more calls specifically on the dot. Shout out to you, boss. Think it's a New Level Auto who says, keep doing what you do. You're important to many, and we appreciate you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me. All right. Let's go. 815, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to? All right, give me 1 second, 815. All right, can you hear me? Give me 1 second, because I think I'm messing up. Here we go. Skype. Let's do this the way it's supposed to be done. Oh, here we go.
Anthony.
All right, I got you. We good.
All right. Okay, that was scaring me, though. Thank you, Anthony, for taking my call. Congratulations on 1 million subscribers, even though it's hard to get through, it seems like. But thank you for taking my call. And happy birthday on Friday, I believe it was you said.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I guess first in my brain tonight is what are your thoughts? I'm pretty sure I know what your thoughts are going to be, but what are your thoughts on the bail, no cash bail? I live in Illinois, and I'm pretty upset. I mean, maybe I'll benefit one day because I'll get arrested. Who knows? But hopefully not. And I'm pretty upset about this no cash being extrapolated to the entire state of Illinois. What are your thoughts on that?
First, we got like movement going on. I'm hearing the microphone kind of rumbling around a little bit. All right, but as far as no cash bail, it's
Can you hear better now?
Yeah, you good now. You're definitely much better now. But as far as no cash bail, I'm not a fan, obviously, because a lot of people that get released with no bail need to actually be. And the thing is, the people, if not bail, they still shouldn't get out. Even if there's no cash bail, they still shouldn't get out. Like, okay, if you are suspected of murder. I saw one story. I don't know where it was. The person was out on parole and they got arrested on a murder charge and they were let out. It's like, come on. Come on. This person was already on parole, got arrested on the murder charge. Like, they allegedly took a life and they got let out. Stuff like that just should not happen.
Right. It reminds me of a story in California, and I know these are probably like, the big headline stories that you would hear about from states far away, but that person was out on probation. I'm not sure how long they'd served, but they were out on probation, and then they were speeding and killed 3 people in a car. So, more people are going to get hurt. There might be some people who get out who maybe they don't deserve to be there, but then there can be other people who do and get out and accidentally or purposely even hurt people and victimize people.
That's right.
Yeah, but and it's sort of like they don't trust here in Illinois the entire state, like, because everybody has their own municipalities and whatnot, but they got to come there from Springfield and Chicago and dictate the entire state.
Yeah, it's crazy how that works.
But okay. The other thing is, I guess the big funny story of the week is the Warren Boebert and everything. I respect you. Like, I feel like a lot of people I talk to are just like, oh, I don't care. I don't care about the people as they are, like, as people. I just want them to make good legislation and stuff. And like, I feel like you take a more like principled position sometimes, and like I try to like say that, but a lot of like conservatives aren't hearing it.
I mean, it's just weird because it's the same thing with John Fetterman. Like, okay, obviously, the whole thing with the dress code shouldn't be happening, even if he was of sound mind, which we know he's not. Like, let's put on the suit and respect the office. It's the same thing with Lauren Boebert. It's like, okay, you're in office, you're in Congress, you shouldn't be doing stuff like that where people can see you. You're in public. Whatever you do behind closed doors, I don't care. Whatever. But in public where people can see you, you're just not thinking properly. You're not showing very good judgment. So if you're not showing good judgment there, then how are you going to lead effectively? I don't like stuff like that.
Right. And can I just share something? Like, okay, so I led with that, right? And then I'm just playing devil's advocate. The other person threw back in my face. They're like, well, Trump says a lot of stuff online, my tweets that hurt my feelings, whatever, that are not like, like do not respect or honor the position of the presidency, according to them. What would you respond to that?
I mean, like, what are we talking about, though? Some of the tweets, I mean, you could be offended at what somebody says, but saying something is a lot different than actually going out there and doing something inappropriate. Like, some things you got to do behind closed doors because it's not appropriate for the public. It's not appropriate to dress however you want to dress going to the White House. It's not appropriate to be engaging in some teenage love affair type stuff in the theater where people can see you when you're part of Congress. Okay, it'd be the same thing if Trump was doing that, some kind of teenage love. If Trump was just presenting himself physically or doing something, that's one thing. But you can say anything and defend somebody nowadays. You can call a man and defend him. So I'm not really too much worried about the offensive tweets. I'm more worried about the actions people do that are offensive.
And I got in a little beef with my dad, growing up. I kind of go back and forth with him about it. But now that I've gotten older, I feel like I respect, he always just say they're paying you to be there and to work and to wear what they want you to wear, the dress code. And like, you're on their time basically. And like, I wouldn't agree with them, but like now, I see that and like, yeah, I dress, and when I go to work, I have to dress a certain way and I have to tuck in my shirt. So like, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to let you go and take another caller, but thank you for taking my call, and have a great night.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Yep. Bye.
All right. Shout out to a caller. Most certainly appreciate him. Let's keep on rocking and rolling here. Let's go. All right. All right. Skype caller, who am I speaking to?
Oh, hey, ABL Standing. How's it going, mate?
It's all good, man. What's going on?
Yeah, everything's good, mate. Great show. Thanks again for taking my call, man. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly talk about what was it? The fentanyl. Was it the child who overdosed on the fentanyl? Was it or?
Yes.
So it was just obviously someone else brought in and they just left it somewhere and the kid just got his hands on it, or how did it?
Yeah, I'm not sure how you got a hold of it, but the problem is that the daycare was doubling as a drug house because they found a kilo press there. So this is where they were like distributing drugs from. So I don't know how the baby or the children got to the particular area where the drugs were, but they got in contact with it.
Oh wow, that's insane. Yeah, I mean, I really do think about this this topic quite a lot. Just the whole drug trafficking and how it gets imported into countries and where it comes from. I find that topic quite interesting. Because obviously, like the Mexican cartel, they bring in all the drugs into the US, right?
Well, Mexican cartel, the Chinese. It's a lot of other ways to get in, but those are probably the two main ways. The cartel, in collaboration with the Chinese, they work together to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I know this might be a wild thought, but sometimes I feel like the US just needs to declare war on Mexico. Like, I'm not, Mexican government itself, but just the Mexican cartel, and just somehow pull it on Mexican government to say, like, look, this is something that we need to work together on now to eradicate, because obviously if they're bringing in, sex trafficking, gun trafficking, I mean, you name the kind of trafficking that they're doing it, and you can almost say that the Mexican cartel have declared war on the USA for what they're doing to the USA. You know what I mean? So all the billions and trillions that are going into funding proxy wars all around the world, and it's like, really and truly, I feel like that money should be focused on maybe trying to sort out your neighbors next door, because if you don't, I mean, they're going to continue to do the stuff they're doing, and that's going to destabilize your country, right?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be an issue. But also, there's a problem in the country outside of what the cartels are doing because of Big Pharma. A lot of times, like fentanyl, for example, is a creation of Big Pharma. You see what I'm saying? So you got Big Pharma poisoning the American people, getting us hooked on the drugs. These are American companies. These are doctors and whatnot giving us these drugs. And then when we become hooked on the drugs and it becomes too expensive or the drugs become inaccessible from legal avenues, we go to the black market, and then you have the cartel supplying that particular need. So I think a part of me thinks the government doesn't even want to stop it because they know there's an appetite for the drugs that exists in the country. And if not for Americans' appetite for drugs, then the cartels couldn't be as, everywhere. They couldn't be everywhere and as effective as they are.
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's it's a really complicated subject, isn't it? It's difficult to try and figure out what do you do to sort it out. But because I've watched a lot of stuff on it, a lot of documentaries, a lot of things on the Mexican cartel and what they get up to, man. And these people are, I can't even say the stuff they say on this show because I know it's a family show, but like this is from real evil, sick individuals and what they're doing to their own citizens. And I know the Mexican government are corrupt as well. They're quite bought out as well. The Mexican cartels, buy a few politicians out, and it's just like I feel like that country needs to get sorted out somehow, man. And I don't know how, because then I feel like if that country is more stabilized, there'll be less people wanting to, I guess, illegally immigrate into the US. I don't know if that will help. But yeah, again, if Trump gets back in, hopefully he can continue his policies on the border, right? Strict immigration and get back to how it was before, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So could I quickly talk about that Trump interview? Just 1 minute, if that's all right.
Go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah. So, as that thing about, obviously, is it like a federal issue or the state issue in regards to the Roe versus Wade? That whole thing where people say, obviously, if a woman's raped, then there should be, she should be able to get abortion. But what I don't understand about that though is wouldn't every woman who doesn't want a baby will just go into a clinic and say, "Yeah, I was raped. Yeah, you know, I want my child." How do you work around that? All right.
Yeah, that could be very complicated because now at that point, I don't know how you would really how you'd be able to go about it. Like, is it got to be a police report? I don't know how that really works, but that is a really good question.
Yeah, that's what I've thought about before. I'm like, well, all these like little things. It's like, how do you enforce that? Because every woman will just go in and say, "I don't want it." Yeah, well, you know, I was raped. You know, oh well, you know, bought my child, and then you're just gonna have every woman saying that. So it's a difficult one again. But I feel like it should just be a state issue. Leave it to the states to decide, and then I guess you leave it as that, right?
That's the way that it should. That's probably the best way to go about it. Because if you make it be a federal issue, then we could have it benefit conservatives now, but then when a Democrat gets in office, they could change it back to the way it was before, and now we got a problem.
Exactly. Yeah. My personal, you know, issue on pro-life, pro-choice. I am more on the pro-life sort of sides, and I feel like if you can have the child, have it, and if you don't want the child, give up for adoption, because obviously there are a lot of families out there who are looking to adopt children, and that's just my point of view on it. But again, I know it's a touchy subject, and obviously a lot of people have their opinions on it. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that, man. Thanks again for taking my call, ABL. Great show, mate. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, great call. Shout out to my man for the call, and let's keep on rocking here. Let's go 864 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, this is Turk from South Carolina. I got a question for you. Okay. We have a country where we have a president that doesn't know what he's doing. We have a senator that gets his old clothes from the hamper and puts them on. And we can't find our $8 million jet. Is there any other countries in the world that are worse off than us doing stupid things?
I'm sure I can name a few, but I think that as far as like like first rate countries, we're pretty bad.
I mean, I know the world is just laughing at us.
Yeah,
it's
pretty
ridiculous
bad.
how we do these things. I know if you go to the South Carolina Senate or the House when they're in session, you have to wear a tie. And I can't believe that guy from Pennsylvania, is that right? The senator?
Yeah, Fetterman.
I mean, it's like he doesn't care. I think they're just like letting him go do his thing because it doesn't go through his head, you know, what he's doing.
Yeah, it's a complete mess. And it's like, hey, if he's having those kind of problems, maybe he shouldn't be a senator. If dressing is an issue, then being a senator should also that should be a bigger issue than dressing yourself.
Yeah, because I mean, you're hurting the people, you know, that actually wanted somebody in office that, you know, cared, but not crazy like that. All right. Well, I want to catch up on my beers. Try to get like those other guys that just called you up earlier. You know, they sound like they had a good buzz. All right. I'll talk to you later, and happy birthday.
Thank you, fam. I appreciate you.
Okay. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Shout out to you guys for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. And I appreciate y'all for joining. I got time for a little bit more. The number to call, 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I'm thinking I'm going to do my show that Saturday night, hopefully. I think it's going to rain in Virginia. I'll be in Virginia for a little while. So hopefully I'll be able to do my show Saturday night. If I have power and everything's good to go, I'll let you guys know, like on the day of. 773 on the line, who am I speaking to?
ABL, it's your retired Chicago police officer friend. How you doing?
Oh, well, about yourself?
I'm good, thanks. First, I just wanted to say quickly, because I saw in chat, yes, the IRS can be sued, and the IRS was successfully sued by Scientology. Scientology was suing the IRS hundreds of times, if not thousands of times, with one lawsuit after another, to be deemed a nonprofit religion so they didn't have to pay taxes. And finally, the IRS was just so inundated with really harassment by Scientology that they gave Scientology the religious exemption so they don't have to pay taxes. And Scientology took that, and what they really did is they bought a bunch of land. So Scientology has become, billions of dollars worth of property because of that. So yes, the IRS can be sued. The real thing I wanted to talk about ABL was that, I look at inflation and the policies that Biden has done as the real problem. Because when you have this runaway inflation, ABL, in my opinion, it has effects on a lot of other things. Just the same with car prices. The UAW United Auto Workers, the reason that they're trying to get so much money, and it makes it look like they're greedy, but they made a lot of concessions through the years where they didn't take pay increases and other things they didn't get. That's why I don't think that woman is exactly right that her relative 20 years ago was making the same as they're making today, but that's pretty close because over the years, auto workers have threatened to go elsewhere. And if you want to keep your job, we need to make these concessions. And the workers have made many concessions through the years. And now they're just trying to keep up with inflation and say, hey, the price of cars aren't going down because the reason that the car prices are so high is not solely because of the workers and, what the workers are charging. That's really not what's reflected in the auto price. The auto prices are so high because you have less people that can afford it, which I think goes back to inflation and jobs and everything else. When you have a smaller pool of people who can afford to buy a new car or a new house or whatever, now you have to charge more in order to, because there's a smaller pool of buyers. I mean, it has these effects, these policies. All boats rise when things are going good. That's why I wish we would have had 4 more years of Trump right in a row to see some of these policies that Trump wanted to institute to get everybody working, to have have society working more efficiently, keeping companies here in America and all that. It matters. I often said, if I may, the police department, my partner and I, we used to drive around on our beat, just drive in circles. You have to take your calls, but we were out there driving in the squad car. And you can't really, qualify how many crimes we stopped by just driving around and having a presence out there. Because on other beats, a lot of guys, they like to go park somewhere, or they like to go to a coffee shop or a restaurant, or go somewhere to the station and sit around. And then when they're called, then they get in their car and they go to the call. Well, those crimes happened on your beat because you weren't out there driving around. Our beat had a lower crime because we were out there driving around. The criminals saw, oh man, that copper came around every 3 minutes. He's driving around. We better not do this tonight. And it's the same principle. When you have a good economy, a lot of problems are solved by that, by having a good economy. A lot of the problems with the high prices, gas prices, I mean, it's the same principle, ABL. Would you rather have 100 people giving you $1, or you have to have, 1,000 people giving you 10 cents? It's the same amount of money, if I did my math right. But you get my point. You're still making the same amount of money, but there's more people that can be serviced. So, I really hope that Trump wins, or at least the Republican wins, so we can get a handle on some of these problems that are causing other problems. Because then you start to have to concentrate on the problems that's caused by the main problem. Let's solve some of these big problems, and all these small things will go away. So that's my 2 cents, ABL. Thanks for taking my call, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, ABL.
All right, great call. And I think that will pretty much wrap it on up for tonight. Thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. I think I'll be here Saturday. It depends. I'm gonna try to make it. I'll be, birthday, I guess, time. I'm not really a big birthday guy, but I'll try to do a little something. I normally just kind of don't celebrate too much, but I'll try to do a little something. So we'll see. But I'll be prepared to do the show if I'm able to. But that'll be a wrap for tonight. I got videos already scheduled for tomorrow. And what I probably do when I'm out, I'll probably do some shorts. I may do some shorts of me talking rather than the full-length videos on Friday, Saturday. Yeah, I'll probably do some of those. But I already have some videos for tomorrow that are already recorded that are pretty good topics, and those are going to come out. So I appreciate y'all for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs. And that'll be a wrap for tonight. Again, I'll be back live again on Wednesday, as always. Wednesday, same bat time, same bat place. But Saturday, I'm going to try to be here Saturday. I'll let you guys know that day if I'll be able to do the show Saturday or not. All right? So I got super chats. Thank you to, I got a few here, actually, I need to read. And thank you to Zetter's Cane Sword, who says, ABL, do you plan to stream watch the next debate? I don't know when the debate is, but I'll check it out, and I would like to be able to do it, but remember the last one I couldn't do it because they're talking about they're going to do copyright strikes. So as long as it's all good and the coast is clear, I'll rock with it. But if not, then I'm not. Trump did a brilliant move by going on Tucker rather than a debate. Because remember, I was going to stream the debate, the first debate, but since they put it behind the wall, they're talking about if you stream it, we're going to give you a copyright. Since I couldn't stream it, I just showed what Trump put out and said with Tucker. And then that did very well. And a lot of streamers did the same exact thing. So it's like, these people, man, Republican Party, I was so upset with the Republican Party for doing that, because it's like, you can't be catering to people that are only going to watch cable news. You got to cater to the online people, the cord cutters, the young people. You got to cater to all of us, not just people that's going to just sit and watch cable TV. People like that exist. I watch cable TV sometimes as well, but people do things differently of all ages, young, old, in between. We do things differently. You got to get everybody and not just a select few. I was really upset, but I digress. So to answer your question, Senator King Sword, I hope to stream the debate, but if they don't let me, then I'm not. Thank you to Clay, Bixby 704 for becoming a member. Thank you to New Level Auto, who says, keep doing what you do. You're important to many, and we appreciate you. Thank you for that. Thank you to Robert Without a Reason, who says, what happened to Fetterman's tattoos? Gone. Thank you to Bina for the power up emoji, level up emoji. I appreciate that. Thank you to Jim with Juice, who says, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Oh, I know you were giving me the song. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Bina, who says, wishing you good health and success. Happy birthday, Anthony. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you to Damien, who says, viewer from Ireland here. Congratulations on 1 million. ABL, keep fighting. Good fight. Happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate you. Shout out to you coming all the way from across the pond. All right. So that'll be a wrap for me tonight. You guys are fantastic. I will see you guys next time. And until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out, and peace.